This episode brought to you by Brand X, the only brand officially used and sponsored by the Joker.
Love that Joker. Hey everybody, we're watching Batman and you're listening to Miscast Commentary.
You're listening to Miscast Commentary, where two guys have seen way too many movies and have way too much time on their hands.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Now here's your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray.
Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary. I'm Joe Finley.
I'm Todd Tebow, the Sailor Murray.
And we are bringing a newsworthy movie to you. We're bringing a great movie to you. We really were just like holding off on some superhero for a little bit. Honestly, I think we did plenty. So
we sure did.
I've been wanting to do this one for a long time, but here we are. No better time to do it with Michael Keaton in talks to reprise his role as Bruce Wayne in the newest in the DCEU. Very exciting stuff. So we got to play Tim Burton's Batman. There's a chance that some people who are watching this have never seen that, and that's fucking nuts.
I love that. This is absolutely far and away my favorite Batman movie.
Oh, I love this one so much. I still love. I know we part ways on this, but I really like Batman Begins in the Dark Knight. But
this is you.
That's just me. And
the real Batman.
Yes. It was
bringing him back. Press play.
In order. George Clooney's bat nipples.
Val Kilmer's bat nipples.
Yeah. Because his nipples were
Chris
so
O'Donnell's nipples.
Yeah, his nipples were so hard they actually popped through the hard rubber on his suit.
Oh,
but that's neither here nor there.
Loved it.
I like the nipples. They're so good. The nipples. Okay, guys. There's
Schumacher impression.
Yeah. It's also my Rennie Harlan impression and my
Paul Verhoeven
impression. I like nipples. Just get your nipples near me. And then it like slowly becomes the Schwarzenegger impression, who also loves nipples.
Yeah.
I just like them if they're like Latino lady nipples.
Cleaning lady nipples.
Yeah, mostly. All right, guys, let us delve into the mind of Tim Burton and the Dark Knight by pressing play.
Now, it was already, fuck.
Yeah, it's fine.
You should press it 4 seconds ago.
Yeah.
I remember going the one time.
Yeah.
You turn up just a slight bit.
Of course.
I got to hear the score, yo.
Yeah, this is a wonderful score.
Fuck, this movie rules.
Actually, right off the bat, too, Warner Brothers didn't want Danny Elfman to do, because there's a dude from Oingo Boingo doing the theme to Batman. And then
is this his first one?
I don't think it was. No, it wasn't his first thing ever. But he's done a lot of very upbeat, because he did Pee-wee's Pee-wee's Big Adventure or whatever. So
that's how he worked with Tim Burton, because Tim Burton did Pee-wee's.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so they've been working together, but they never really had something fun, they were deep like this. And then but he did this opening song and they heard it and they were all in. So anyways, you were telling me about going to see this.
Oh yeah, I went with my dad and sister. One of the only times my father did anything or took us anywhere was the drive-in.
Yeah.
And before this was my stepmother was an alien.
Oh my God.
Really? We were sitting in the lineup, and my sister wanted to go. I don't know what the fuck my sister wanted to go see, but I was like, this is the first night of Batman. I was like, there's no fucking way in hell we're going to go see some other movie that's not Batman.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, you got My Stepmother Was an Alien, right up your alley. You got Kim Basinger, Dan Aykroyd, comedy. Let me just see goddamn Batman.
Yeah.
And none of us were disappointed.
Yes.
I remember leaving this movie the same way I left Terminator 2. Because I would hum and haw and be like, oh, that movie was so great, but I didn't really say anything after this movie. I was just like, did you like it? I was like, yes. And I just thought about it for so long because I was like, this movie kicked so much ass. Mm-hmm. And there's not even, you don't usually with movies, for me, the action quote in this movie just bangs the Batman nail right on the head. Especially after the cartoon, because it was so dark.
Yeah.
And this movie's just so awesome.
Yeah. No, I agree with all that. It's such a cool tone that he puts on it. And you can see just the horrible jump in tone when you get into I'm in the minority of this. I did not like Batman Returns. Like
the sequel to this movie?
Yeah.
What?
I did. Like I think it. Like I liked it then, and I rewatch it, and I'm like, it's every bit like. It's not as visually corny as 3 and 4, but it's every bit as like verbally corny as 3 and 4. It's just like I don't
blood gushing out of your nose. I loved it. I thought it's just as good as this one.
And that is most people's opinion. I am in the minority for that, and I accept that. But
fuck yeah.
But it's just one of those but the tone, you can see the jump in tone between the second one and the third one when everything got all fucking neon and like Don the Dragon.
Well, I know, Schumacher wanted to kind of get it back to its kind of corny, kind of tongue-in-cheek kind of thing.
Which is fine.
I think they really just fucked up the characters. That's what I feel so bad. Like, could you imagine Jim Carrey now being the Riddler? With all the drama stuff that he has, and you could have these serious moments where like, woo, like...
Yeah, Jim Carrey, like, playing himself on stage, not knowing he's being the Riddler, might be the best Riddler ever.
I don't see Mr. Wayne
Yeah.
At all having to. Why wouldn't his car be out there waiting? He's like struggling. Isn't he the richest motherfucker in town?
Yeah, he's like the whole, it's like Howard Stark, right? Like Howard Stark would never have had this problem because his fucking Jarvis would have been on point, ready to get him. And then when they explain like different versions of Alfred, like it's not really explained in this version, but in future ones, including the one that's for the Batman, because Andy Serkis is playing Alfred. He was like a military guy who was basically he was less a butler and more a guard, like a bodyguard for the Waynes.
Right.
And so that's how they played it up with Jeremy Irons. That's how they played it up with Michael Caine. They basically every Alfred but this one. And this one is
most of the time, in the old school one, he was just Alfred the butler.
Yeah.
He knew his secrets. He could rock the back cave every now and then if he really needed to.
Mm-hmm. This guy is like, he looks
I love this guy.
He looks like the guy after he got the zombie juice shot in his face in Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, shit.
Hey, lady.
Don't scream.
It's a good idea. But then she doesn't fucking listen.
I love these guys.
See? She fucking screamed right away.
Of course she did.
I like because this was...
because that's not Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. It's an interesting... Yeah, that is true. I forgot that this was... that looked animated.
It is.
Yeah, okay,
it was.
Yeah.
I fucking love this scene so much. I totally hang out with these guys.
No shit. It was all over the pavement. It's like fucking Dice should have played him. Oh.
He does look like the guy after they're screaming.
Yeah. He did in Return of the Living Dead. He came straight from that set onto here. Johnny Gobbs.
I love it.
I love the the darkness of Gotham is so like awesome. Actually,
I'm telling you, I believe I never heard it anywhere, but I believe he got his inspiration for this from the cartoon.
I don't know. Well, the cartoon, if I'm not mistaken, like Batman the Animated Series came out after this.
Oh, did it? Okay, well then that was... Oh, you're right.
Because this was 89.
And it used the same theme song.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah, but like I love like the Batman was... I think like some tweaks needed to be done to the suit. And I think that Michael Keaton would agree with me because he actually couldn't hear when he had the suit on. And like that level of isolation and the claustrophobia and stuff that he felt, because it's just hard rubber over his ears. He can't hear a fucking thing. It's like everything is being absorbed by the outside of the thing. So he used that to his advantage, right? Oh, he's dead.
Done. End of the movie.
So anyways, visit us at miscastcommentary.com podcast.
Oh, fuck
I don't like, I never cared for, like, I get what he's doing, but it was like, I was like, why does he keep just raising up his cape? Like, who's that for? He looks like he was like in a band. Or no, you know what he looks like? He actually looks like the cab driver from
Oh my God, yes, totally. He might. Oh, he's not, but
No,
he totally does. That's a good call.
who also sounds
That's
like
a really
Harvey
good call,
Firestein.
actually. Look at how tough he is.
Yeah. Don't kill me, man. Oh no.
This was in the preview. What a sweet preview, eh?
This was good. This is actually an improvised, or not an improvised line, but a line that Michael Keaton came up with. I'm Batman. Originally, he was supposed to say in the script, I am the Knight.
Oh.
So, which was a shitty line compared to I'm Batman. Sometimes it's simple. I'm Batman. I am Iron Man. I am hungry. These just keep it simple. Keep it to the point.
And he's gone. You know what the deal too is? Okay, so Batman kills people in this.
Yeah.
And in the other ones, he's like, oh, he doesn't kill, he doesn't this. And this one, man, he just kills. If you're going to kill him, man, he's got to get away by killing you, he'll kill you.
Yeah. I'm
he
trying
kills
to
the guy with the bell. Remember, he throws him all the way down the bell tower.
Oh yeah.
And Batman Returns, he kicks fucking John Wayne Gacy down into the sewer and he blows up. Remember, he's got all the bombs on him.
Oh yeah,
Batman kills motherfuckers.
Yeah, he does it.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way more badass.
So here's Billy Dee Williams as Harvey Dent. Billy Dee Williams took this role with the promise that if the role of Two-Face ever came up, that it was his. And when the role of Two-Face came up, they bought out his contract so they didn't have to hire him.
No shit.
So he was bummed the fuck out, which is why in Lego Batman...
you don't want to be in that one there, Billy Dee. Don't worry.
I know.
You dodged the bullet, bud.
But when you're at this point, moving into that, you're like, oh, I'm going to get to be Two-Face one day. I'm going to get to be this awesome bad guy. And then, nope, yanked out from under you. Tommy Lee Jones, one of the meanest people in the world, got to do it instead.
Crotchety old fuck.
Right? And he...
what great casting.
Yeah, but he did get cast as Two-Face in Lego Batman. So
right.
he got or it was Lego Movie or Lego Batman, but he played Two-Face.
There's Jerry Mick Jagger's ex-wife.
Yes. And she just looks like another friggin' Vicki Vale. Like this place is just like lousing with Vicki Vale.
Do you have any info on the deal that Nicholson got?
Yeah, I do actually. So Jack Nicholson, this is something I've known for a long time. He didn't take a salary for this movie. He took points. And so when all the money ended up coming in, he made $60 million off this movie.
That's amazing. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He's like, this movie's going to be big.
And again, this is $60 million like 1989 money. So this actually remained the record for, I think, like up until like 5 years ago. It was the highest paid acting job ever. And if you account for inflation, it may still be.
I love that scene there when he turns and looks and half of his face is in the shadow. Normally they wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, I like this light contrast and all these different things. I think that's a big, that became a big Burton thing once, like his.
I wonder how Nicholson was on set. Is he cool on set? Or
I have stories about that. Actually,
cool.
It's wonderful, and usually I don't find so many. He had a thing in his contract where he would never have an early call. Basically, and it was a little bit.
He's like, I'm going to be up all night getting fucking rage coke wasted, so don't wake me up at 6 a.m.
Which is essentially what it was.
Yeah.
He was known for being out till like 3 a.m. constantly. Like he would have dinner at midnight. And all this kind of stuff. So he was at a party or whatever every single day. What would happen? He would then come in. He was in the same like makeup trailer as Michael Keaton. He'd say good morning to Michael, who had like a 6 a.m. call. He'd say good morning. He'd get into his chair. He'd lay his head back and he'd go to sleep while they did their makeup.
At least he knows his habits. So he was like, this is when I need to be on set.
And then there was a good story about him because I guess the crew would record basketball games for the Lakers games for him and stuff so he could watch them while he was in the trailer.
In the makeup chair or whatever.
And he, I guess one time they didn't have one recorded for him and he was pissed. And they were going through and they found darts on like ESPN The Deuce or whatever it was. Like it was
The Deuce.
And whatever it was.
Oh, what a dick.
I know. And so he did so he watched darts, all the thing, and then I guess the next day, like Michael Keaton passed him, and he's like, "Hey, how about that dart game?" And they just both like blew up laughing. They're just like, darts!" And I was like, so he sounded like he was a pretty cool dude, and nobody's ever said anything about him, like being anything but a total fucking pro. So.
I remember hearing this one story on the set of, I think it was Bonnie and Clyde or something, and he and. No, I don't know what it was, but it was like him and Shelley Duvall or something, one of these other old actresses.
Yeah.
And they were having such a blast that they were literally like, we're just leaving. And they're like, what do you mean you're leaving? He's like, you know what? He's like, take it out of my paycheck. And they just left for the day and they just went and partied for the day. Nice. He was just like, you know what? Seriously? He's like, I'll pay for the whole thing. We're fucking off.
Nice. Interesting, though, the person who was offered this role because they offered it to Nicholson, and he was having doubts about playing like a superhero bad guy kind of thing, whatever. And so they offered it to Robin Williams. He actually like signed to do it. And then they fucked him out of the role when Nicholson finally said yes, which is why he said no to playing the Riddler in.
Robin Williams.
In part 3. They went back to him. They're like, yeah, we fucked you here, but we loved it. And they're like, he's like, go fuck yourselves. Like, I don't want
He's like, what, you're going to tell me you're going to do this one, then you're not going to do it?
Yeah, so.
You're an A1 nutball and Grissom knows it.
But yeah, and then after that, he refused to be in any other Warner Brothers movies until the studio apologized to him.
This is what's his name?
Yeah.
Deckard, or he was the main dude who was always like pissed off at Batman, but he was a cop.
Yes.
In the cartoon, they give him a much smaller. He's got a great voice.
I don't know if you noticed. That can't be his. I'm almost positive that's not his voice. Because I've seen him in something else, and that's not what he sounds like. It's like they gave him like a deeper, crazier voice. The guy just looks. I think they just hired him because he looks like Ed Koch. Who
he totally does, eh?
Yeah.
200 balloons, baby.
200
you know what?
balloons.
If you're listening to this right now and you're watching this with us,
yeah,
you should continue watching with us, but you really need to see the movie without us talking shit over top of it because like the score is so great, all the Prince tunes.
Oh man, which Tim Burton hated.
That's hilarious.
That was forced on him by John Peters, the producer of the movie. He did not want any, he just wanted the score and all that stuff. And then he's like, no, we got to have a zip. Like, John Peters is a fucking crazy person, by the way, who helped produce, he produced, what's it called? Wild Wild West. And he was producing the new Superman movie. There's great stories about that you can hear Kevin Smith talk about when he met with, John Peters. I think he does it in his one-man show, but he also does it in the episode of How Did This Get Made that he was on, which was the Wild Wild West episode. And he tells the whole story about how John Peters says to him, he's like, there's got to be a giant spider in the thing and blah blah blah. And he goes back to the studio and he's like, so he asked me to put a giant, he's like, spider. And he's like, what's going on? He's like, he wants a spider in everything. He's like, he's always asking for a giant spider. And then what was
why does he want a giant spider
and then what did the main bad guy Kenneth Branagh drive?
A giant
spider. And then that's why Muhammad Ali, because he also produced that, he also had a giant spider. But they even said, if you go to his office, because the big things he was known for producing, so he produced this was a big thing. He was going to do Superman, and then he did Ali as well. His a poster on his wall was that Superman versus Muhammad Ali comic.
Right.
So he's before he ever got a chance to do either of those things, he had those back there. He was foreshadowing his own fucking movie. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, would anybody even believe that? I mean, Jesus, Superman just put it on because it's a charity show. He's like, all right, I'll let you get a couple. I'll even let you beat me, Muhammad. What the fuck? Superman's a good guy. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just keep. Well, it's like how Rocky thought his fight with Thunderlips was gonna go. He's just gonna move around the ring and get some jabs or whatever, right?
So you're talking about models, eh? Those are awesome looking models.
So fucking.
Oh my God, here he is.
Yeah. So we just saw Kim Basinger doing her Vicki Vale there. That is. That reminds me of Cameron Diaz in The Mask. It's the first time you see this beautiful woman appear in a movie. I know she was in My Stepmother's an Alien, but this was the first real big thing I saw her in, and I was just it's just that discovery of yourself. I was fucking 8 years old when this came out, and I was like, oh.
I love Jack Palance. Oh my God, I saw this cowboy movie with him as the bad guy, and he just chews the fucking scenery.
That was City
holy fuck. Yeah. No, it was some old one.
Yeah. But what I love even more than
I love that scene.
Jack Palance is more Jack Nicholson than Jack Nicholson is in this movie. He's just if they remade, they should have made Jack Nicholson play this character in Batman Begins.
Holy fuck. Yeah. I love the news that we're hearing about Michael Keaton.
Oh,
Gonna be in the new.
Exciting.
I think he's gonna run so fast that he breaks into another dimension or all parallel universe and picks him up there.
Well, they said that it's supposed to unleash the multiverse,
right,
and stuff like that. They also said that it's going to lead to him. He's essentially going to be more of a guide than a Batman. And it's more like a Nick Fury kind of.
If they were smart,
yes,
in this Flash movie,
yes,
they can. Show multiple universes, and the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, that Justice League team is not the real one from our universe.
They could get away with that.
That's another one. That's why it was so dark and Superman, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just hate how they do it in these movies, man, where they're just cram everything you can. Superman dies, comes back, fights this. It was Jesus Christ, it went 3 hour movie. Holy fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. again,
We're supposed to have like 8 Superman movies, then he dies. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what? This is the difference between DC and Marvel. Marvel was playing such a long game. They're like, this is really going to look shitty if we stop making these movies. Where like we've built to this thing where they're never going to see if we had to stop. Whereas DC is like, we have to get everything out in case they don't let us make another movie, and then we'll figure out the next movie if we get to make it.
Oh my God!
Look at like even the like houses and stuff like this are just like the most.
It's
Like
Bruce Wayne
this
Manor,
is,
bro.
I know it's the most like dark place to live. It's crazy. I want a nice casino.
Got his own chips and everything there, eh?
Oh,
He can fund his own casino. I guess if the guy can make the Bat Cave, save the festival.
Yeah, he could. And again, if like the woke
He's like, I'm not
people,
paying for the whole fucking thing here.
the woke people would take to Twitter, going, "You can pay with that with his own money." It's the thing you always see. Like
It's the principle of the thing.
Yeah.
That's why they're asking people to donate. Yes, he could, but other people need to help as well.
Well, it's the same thing I see whenever it's like Bill Gates donates $1 billion towards like coronavirus relief and stuff like that. And they're like, he could just freaking solve coronavirus with his money. Why doesn't he just give up all his money to the... It's like, holy shit, like how much of it...
Would you?
But he's given away billions and billions of his dollars of his money. I'm like, is it not enough for you? You probably haven't given away $45 in charity money.
Well, that's because people are just selfish pricks. If they won the money, they wouldn't be giving it up.
No. I don't know.
I love that whole thing. Or like the idea of like, I'm stealing from a rich person. Like, who cares? They're rich.
Yeah.
It's like the idea is that you're stealing.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
and it's
still doing
not
that.
yours.
Yeah.
There he is.
Michael Keaton, he said about doing this role, he's like, because he has a comedy background, it made doing Bruce Wayne more interesting because he knows Bruce Wayne is broken. He was the only person, like, the other movies, I think, delve into that more, but the actors didn't seem to. Like, George Clooney doesn't act like he's a fucking
Oh my
deranged
God. George Clooney
person.
just acts like George Clooney.
Yeah, and Val Kilmer doesn't act like he's a fucking mentally deranged person, but it's everybody around him going, yeah, somebody like Batman has got to be friggin' like screwed up.
Yeah, like poor Alfred, eh?
And he's the only one who got it. And he's like, he's off. Like, there's something wrong with Batman.
He understood the character.
Yeah.
That's why he does him so well.
And that's why, and that was, I think, the thing about Christian Bale. He didn't have to do that because he's not the same kind of broken yet because he hasn't been Batman for a long time yet.
Right.
Like, it's like he's got the scars.
He was a lame Batman.
See,
Christian Bale sucked.
I don't agree with that at all. I think that I don't think he was the best Batman by any means, but I think that like especially in his Batman form, like his Bruce Wayne was a good like young snotty rich kid, and that was like whatever. That's as interesting as that's gonna get. And then like, but that's as interesting as that's gonna get, you know. But like, I liked his Batman. I liked the fighting style that they gave him. I was
hoping that Tim Burton would continue with the movies. I would have loved to have seen his Mr. Freeze, his Riddler. They should let him go back and do like as if it was part 3.
The problem is he's not the same guy.
I know he's not at all. If he's not making like a Disney remake, like what is he? So, he's like, okay, I want the Riddler to be Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he is making Beetlejuice too.
Oh, that's right.
So that's announced. But again, that's been announced because actually, Kevin Smith in his stories, what he was going to write instead of the Superman Returns or whatever the Death of Superman movie was going to be that they were making and all that stuff, it was going to be Beetlejuice Hawaiian style or whatever they called it, and it was like some like weird Beetlejuice in Hawaii movie that they were going to make, and he was going to do
Beetlejuice in Hawaii, but like legit, an Elvis movie. They just put in Beetlejuice,
but that's literally not a joke. That's
another musical number on the beach, baby.
I know, but that's literally what was going to happen, and then he didn't want to do that because Tim Burton didn't have anything to do with that, and then he found out Tim Burton was doing that Superman. He's like, oh, I want to be involved in that. Oh no, this was before Tim Burton.
I want to see that special.
No, there's a documentary
the documentary. Nick Cage as fucking Superman.
This is a great moment because you can see kind of the awkwardness of him, and like he just like it's Japanese.
I bought it in Japan.
Oh, it's so good.
Isn't this the guy who wrote the screenplay for The Godfather?
No.
Sam Hamm?
Sam Hamm. I didn't see his name under Godfather though. But yeah,
I think he did the screen adaptation for Godfather.
Okay, I'll have to look that up.
He's a good screenwriter.
But Sam Hamm, he wrote Batman Returns and Monkey Bone.
Monkey Bone.
So I don't think I'm gonna have to look him up now because that's actually like it's a good question.
I think it's the best fucking question that's ever been asked.
I don't think so, but Oh my God, so many things.
Oh my God, Robert Wool. I haven't seen that guy in forever, eh?
There's actually a show, it's called the George Lucas Talk Show, and they had Robert Wool on, and now they're doing basically what we were doing with Game of Thrones, they just did with Arliss.
Right.
And they went through every episode of Arliss.
I forgot all about Arliss.
You should never, ever.
Never count out Arliss.
All right, so let's find. So,
yeah, she's got a big hard on for bats.
Yeah. So he's got nothing to do with.
There's nothing about.
You got the name right, but yeah, he has nothing to do with The Godfather.
Oh, damn! I thought he had something to do with it. Oh, well, whatever.
I don't know. Oh, he actually wrote a script for The Watchmen in '85.
No shit.
Or no, in '89.
Same year as when it came out.
So the same year as this.
No shit.
But
I wonder if it was after they saw this and then they're like, oh, he could adapt The Watchmen.
Could be. Also, and talk about Warren Scarron, who's the other writer. He actually wrote Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2, and Beetlejuice.
Nice.
So like he's got the stuff. Wanted to talk about
how beautiful Kim Basinger is, man. Wow.
Yeah, Kim Basinger, not in a lot of stuff recently. She's been appearing in things here and there. She was in the 50 Shades trilogy.
She is?
In at least the second and third movie. She was in for sure. That is a very weird room that leads nowhere.
It's just a room to look at. What is that? There's a door.
Yeah, I guess.
You go in, you go out.
I know. It feels very hallway-ish because like he's created a walkway in between them.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. As if it was going through to another room. I hear what you're saying.
Thank you.
Feng shui-wise, bad choice.
Yeah. But the mirror going the other way, at least that means that money will come into the house. So clearly
awesome.
it is.
He's down in there. Napier's cleaning out excess chemicals. Oh my God.
So the studio initially wanted Mel Gibson to actually play. He was their first choice to play Batman. For this.
Seriously?
Yeah. I don't totally, I mean, I like Michael Keaton, and I think Michael Keaton's better than Mel Gibson. But if they just said Mel Gibson right off the bat, I'm like, yeah, I could see that.
Exactly.
Especially back then.
I think he would be a much better Batman than he would be a Bruce Wayne. Like they say, you gotta cast for Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, because Batman, half the time he's a stuntman, and and then the rest of the time he's grunting and whispering. He's actually, because again, that's a big thing they make fun of Christian Bale for, is doing his thing. He was like, it all started with Michael Keaton. He's the first person to use a different voice.
It would make sense, actually.
Yeah. Well, and that was it, because I guess he would be, people would give him shit a lot.
Shoot to kill.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? No. Could you please really break that down?
Wink, wink.
Yeah, like.
Make sure you murder him.
Okay,
wink.
wait, does the wink mean you don't want me to murder him? Or.
Sure, I do. Nod.
Right now, I'm even more confused what we're supposed to do here.
I'm calling in sick. This is
I'm just going to leave.
And then.
Look at this guy. He's all antsy.
Mm-hmm. So,
number one guy.
So, Mel Gibson, though, did have to. He turned it down because he was involved in Lethal Weapon 2, though, was the reason that he actually shut it down.
Oh, just smoking files.
Al Capone's vault, baby. Yeah.
Rat it out.
Nice.
I love this music right here.
So this is the only movie where they gave the Joker a name. In the comics, he never had a name. Jack Napier was completely made up so they could give him some kind of like origin story, as it were.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. You see, my only gripe with this movie is that he dies in the end. And I always loved those rumors that like another movie was going to come out and he was alive because that was a fake one that fell, or on the rooftop it wasn't him, or... I hated that he died, but I liked that Batman was so hardcore that he killed the fucking guy.
See, and that's the thing for me about like the killing and stuff like that, is like that was a big thing about the comics and the animated things, is that those guys were always out there, a threat to him still. And he wouldn't and he knew that ending them would like basically take that off his plate, and he never like.
But he was such a good dude that he couldn't kill them.
But he couldn't kill them. But for whatever reason, the thugs.
He should have killed the Joker. 8 million times, because then he just shows up and kills Robin, and he kills this person. He just really. It's because of Batman's morals. It like ruins his life.
And that was the big thing, and that's the thing that I really liked about The Dark Knight, was everything that the Joker did was like, I'm going to make you break your rule. You got a rule that you're not going to kill people. You will have to kill me to stop me.
Yeah.
And he's like, and there's no bones about it. He's like,
Did he kill him in the other movie?
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't. Oh, he just hung him up at the end.
Yeah, and then he was just like laughing.
He had that stupid conversation with Two-Face where he like turns him bad.
Nice.
Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's not.
No, see, he's fine. Yeah, I think that I think more often than not, he's actually following his code. And then I think sometimes they just couldn't resist the visual of, we throw this guy down this thing. It's too good to say no to. Something interesting.
Yeah, that's a definite, sorry. That's a definite, I want to stay on that. Yeah. That's a definite thing that they have to, if you're going to break his thing.
Yeah. If you're going to break his code.
Although the Joker death seemed like an accident. Yeah, and the guy that he hits with the bell, that just happened, like in the mid, you know what I mean? He didn't mean to, he was just like getting the guy out of there.
It's not like Pete Holmes' Batman, remember where he kills everybody when he's like, I don't kill.
Yeah. That's what you just did, you just killed them.
Yeah, he's like, no, he's sleeping. It's like when my parents went to sleep. So what is it? Actually, what was interesting is they had written Dick Grayson into this movie initially. And they had offered the role of it to Kiefer Sutherland.
No way.
Who he had to turn it down because he was working on something else. So then they ended up writing him out of the script. But
I think it was a smart idea.
But interesting, Ben Affleck auditioned for the role as well.
No shit.
So Ben Affleck, who went on to play Batman, auditioned to play Robin at one point.
No shit. Look at how young and handsome that Nicholson is here.
Oh my God.
He's so old as shit.
This is a Nicholson, but I understand why he could get it.
Oh yeah.
Like even when he was in Wolf, like he was too much for Michelle Pfeiffer, who again
he was too much.
Yeah. Which
too much man.
Yeah. But what's interesting, Michelle Pfeiffer was almost Vicki Vale in this movie. Why wasn't he?
And then she paid Catwoman.
No, yeah, but Michael Keaton was dating Michelle Pfeiffer at the time, and he thought it would be too awkward to like have like his love interest be his like real life, which I don't understand that. But I guess they had similar problems for what was the one with Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger?
What?
Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger. What was the movie that they were in together? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Damn it.
But
Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger. It's not even, I'm not even getting it.
8 Mile.
8 Mile.
It was 8 Mile. 8 Mile 2.
The door on the floor.
Yeah. 8 Mile 2, 9 Mile. But
the 9th mile. Yeah. Once you get to 8th mile, they don't even know.
Yeah.
There's the 9th. It's even crazier.
Yeah. So Pat Hingle, who plays the commissioner through all of the...
Think about the future.
Yeah. Like even though all 4 movies weren't directed by Burton, I call this like the Burton series, just because it was started by Burton, and it's just a way for me to differ, I guess. But he plays the commissioner from 1 to 4.
You just let that guy get murdered, Batman.
Yeah, but he died in 2009.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Yeah. So
oh my God, stunt guy so hard.
Well, but you know what? They actually... I was going to say they could get away with it because he got his face all damaged, right?
Yeah.
See,
he let him go here or what? I mean, you could grab on with your other hand there, bud.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I
like this Batman. Fuck those rules, man. Kill these motherfuckers.
Yeah. But that's like the thing. And I think that I think the rules more than anything are to preserve the series, because it's like, God, are we going to have to friggin' invent a new
right? Because if after everyone he kills him, exactly.
Because frankly,
the idea is they're all supposed to go to friggin' Arkham Asylum and break out all the time, and
it's a bad balance because you can't do that too much, but at the same time you can't create too like how many fucking supervillains are there going to be for one guy to take care of in one city? Like it's when they get to a point, it's like, oh my God, Killer Croc, and this person like fuck off.
Like a lot of the time, Killer Croc's awesome. A lot of the time. Right, I'm saying that most of them seem accidental deaths, but like that dude with the bomb, there was a split-second decision. Either this guy's going to blow me up in half the city, or I can kick him down in the sewer. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like he's going to die no matter what. Yeah. But he doesn't seem like he's overly violent. Like he's not really crushing dudes and,
Yeah. I'll tell you though why I don't shit on Killer Croc, but what I think about like why Killer Croc might be different than the other bad guys is this is very similar to what happens in the Marvel thing. Most Marvel bad guys, the people who are bad guys are created in a similar mode or by a similar system that created the superhero. And I think that's the good thing about the really good Batman bad guys like your Joker, your Riddler and stuff like that. It's the city, it's Gotham, and it's the things that happened around them that made it happen. Killer Croc just kind of, he's essentially a mutant in a world full of psychos.
Yes.
And I think that's the difference.
Bane, when you see the real Bane, he's like fucking huge.
Yes, that's true. But he was just some scrawny dude who was like experimented on and shit like that.
Oh, she's got a date with Brucey.
I love
looks so great.
This is a great reveal.
What kind of soup is this?
I don't even. I think it's a consomme.
I think it's tomato.
Like, I have more seats than that at my little square table. Like, come on, fucking how much? Like,
Come
how much
on,
elbow?
Bruce. This is probably just his like personal dining room.
Yeah.
There's also the main, where the huge.
I feel like no, you know what it is.
Doesn't
Everybody
even have a lazy Susan or whatever.
It's like everybody he knows who has dinner with them. They're all like it's a mix of lefties and righties, but nobody likes to sit in the right spot where they're not going to bump each other. He's like, fine, I'll spread the chairs.
He's
out.
like awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like the production design is so fantastic in these movies. What else did I want?
Yeah, what was the last movie Tim Burton did? He
Dumbo.
really dropped the ball multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and it had him in it.
Yeah.
He sort of lost his mojo.
Yeah, it's like, and there's certain things, like Dumbo has a very Big Fish vibe, but Big Fish was awesome.
I enjoyed Big Fish.
Yeah, but Big Fish was like a crazy, like, it was... Yeah, like it felt very Burton. It's like the other ones are just kind of weird and whatever. I don't like his hair in this.
There's no main course.
Yeah, they're gonna get to the main course.
Oh, they're bringing it with them.
Like, see, because you'll see they're eating. See, now they've got.
It
appears they had
some kind of a meat
and peas. So that's British cooking at its finest. That's what happens when you have. He's a good Alfred, though. Like
I know, he's the best Alfred, man. He was in a Diet Coke commercial.
That is true.
When you first go to see the movie, man, and then when I watched it on VHS, there was a Diet Coke commercial with him in it.
Yeah. So Kim Basinger was the original choice to play Vicki Vale. Interesting thing, Vicki Vale in the comics was a redhead. And they were going to cast blonde, and then they were talking to Bob Kane, and he's like, she was always supposed to be blonde. The colors got screwed up in the comic.
Oh, no shit.
So it was she became a redhead by accident. But she was always supposed to be Vicki Vale, but then her agents basically stopped it from happening. They're like, we're not even going to look at this, like, meet with you guys unless you come with an offer. And they're like, well, we're not doing that. Like, she's not some big established star or whatever. So the agents turned down the role for her, essentially. And so they offered the role to Sean Young, who accepted the role. Then she broke her collarbone. So then they needed somebody. So then they called up her and they offered her with weeks to go. And and then she accepted the role, kind of sort of sight unseen. Yeah. Well, because this made her career for a while too, right? I mean, My Stepmother is an Alien wasn't going to put her over the.
Oh yeah, so that night I had a double whammy Kim Basinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But like this is like if you put her and compare her to like Pam Anderson for a second, like My Stepmother is an Alien is a home improvement to this being Baywatch.
Right.
Like it's like okay, yeah, she was known from one, but she was famous from the other.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
I like that even if it's an underground thing, it's also surgery. It like still says surgery.
Yeah. You need to know it's shady as fuck, though.
Yeah.
You gotta know what's there.
Well, but like the underground thing, very interesting little piece of information here. We're going to see some of like these tools in a second.
See, this is the real Joker laughing all the time. Not that goddamn emo Joker. Fucking Heath Ledger winning Oscar. Worst goddamn Joker ever.
Heath Ledger was, A, I think he was an amazing Joker. B, he wasn't an emo Joker.
Yes, he was.
I was like fucking Jared Leto was.
No, he wasn't. Jared Leto laughed more than Heath Ledger did. Only one scene in that whole movie that he laughed, and it was in a video. He was like taking a video that they watched. He was like, ah!
Oh, no, he laughs a bunch of times at that. No, the whole end of the movie is him laughing, too. When he's hanging upside down, he's laughing.
He's laughing, but that's it.
No, he laughs a ton in that movie.
I disagree.
Okay. But anyway, so all the tools that we just saw on that table are the exact tools that Bill Murray had next to him in Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, no way.
And why is that extra interesting? Jack Nicholson played Bill Murray's role in the original
Roger Corman one.
Yeah.
That's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
His laugh's awesome.
He does have a great laugh. What was really interesting, so this ended up being one of his favorite all-time roles he ever played. And the reason that he said that, he's like, because always everything is... like all the characters he plays, everything's kind of laid out. It's very predictable and it just kind of falls into place the way it's supposed to. He's like, but the best thing about the Joker is he's always unpredictable. So like on screen, he's never going to do the thing you think he's going to do and stuff like that. And he has this like crazy, and like he just gets to play up this crazy like sense of humor and this. And so like to this day, I don't know what he says now because he's a fucking like old
crazy person. He got her drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
He didn't even have it. He was drinking water the whole time.
He has that like
filthy liar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if only I was super rich, super good looking, and a superhero. I get all the babes.
Yes.
Yeah, he warned Heath Ledger, apparently.
Yeah.
about playing the Joker.
I
I
heard
remember
about that.
hearing that. He had called him and being like, you be careful playing this guy. Because I guess he kind of knew that Heath Ledger was a really method actor and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, once you get into the head of this character, man, he's like, it's hard to get out.
It's really interesting to have that kind of a fraternity of, there's a fraternity of Jokers. There's I mean, if you go all the way through.
Sugar bumps.
Because you got Cesar Romero.
He was great.
You got, he was good. Except you could always see his mustache through his makeup.
Oh my God, yeah.
But, and then Jack Nicholson.
Like Superman.
Mark Hamill, who was out of this world. Who
Best.
I actually,
Number
I was
one
going to say.
Joker of them all.
Yeah. And then like your Heath Ledger, your Jared Leto, and whoever else is coming. I still think Willem Dafoe. I guess there's rumors that there was a screen test of Willem Dafoe playing the Joker because they wouldn't have had to do makeup on him.
Life won't be worth spit.
Oh God, it's so good. My grandfather had one of those crazy.
I want one so bad. I love them.
I would fill it with Pepsi.
It's like you take your time to take it out of the bottle and pour it into that, so that when you pour it, you're like, ooh, you're regal. Yeah. Ooh,
I am so badass.
Just fucking so deadly.
I know. This is really good. I've had to have like several arguments about this movie about like what is makeup and what is not makeup on the Joker.
It always threw me off in that scene where he's putting on makeup to make himself not white.
Yes. So this is, if anybody does not know in this one, this is his natural look. He is not wearing makeup. So that is one difference. That is a big difference between like him and the Heath Ledger Joker. Is him, he puts it on like war paint, they say. Whereas this is basically what the chemicals.
You're the missing too, right?
I know. And this is what the chemicals did to him. This is something I like about the Jokers because he's not and it's true of a lot of Batman bad guys. Like they're not fighters.
No.
The Riddler's not a fighter. The Joker's not a fighter. The Penguin's not a fighter. They've got people, they're smart dudes who've got people to fight for.
I hope they do a Joker too so we can see him in full Joker the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know where they're gonna land.
I loved what they did with him where he has a condition where he has a card and he hands it to you and it says, I have a condition where I laugh uncontrollably during moments I definitely should not. He's like, please forgive me kind of a thing, right? I was like, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Did you see Joker?
No, I haven't.
It's fucking good. It's very much like the king of comedy.
Yeah.
It very much reminded me of that.
Oh yeah,
he's hanging upside down.
Yeah, I know they went a weird thing again, but he's like they're really like diving into how fucked up he is in this movie compared to any of the other ones.
Flexes wings out.
Yeah,
he's getting into the mind of the bat.
Yeah. I want to do that so badly though, just to stretch out my back. I picture I would be 2 inches taller if I did that for 10 minutes.
Oh, they say that thing's amazing. Oh my God! Wait, I got to remind me about this whole back thing there.
Okay.
This is such a fucking awesome. Every scene with him as Joker's so fucking awesome.
He's good. He should legit should have won an Oscar.
Watch this. Okay, this is. He gets too serious.
Yeah.
And he catches himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. See, now he's really getting dark, and now he's like.
And now he's like, oh, we gotta start being. But like, look at the makeup, the shading of the makeup with the lighting and stuff like that. Like, it looks cartoonish. It looks actually very much like the cover to The Killing Joke.
Yes.
It's like it's got that like same.
See, I love that scene right there because he's like, what do they get a load of me? And then he's like, ooh. He's like, aren't you intense? Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? He's like
making fun of himself.
But there's a commercial on TV for this thing that you lie on, and it goes.
Oh,
it's like a flat thing.
It's
and
an
this
inverter
old dude, have you seen this commercial?
No.
The old dude's like, I use this every day. And at the very end, he's like, I feel great. He's like, look what I can do. And he jumps into the air. I swear to God, he makes it 0.5 millimeter off the ground. It is unreal. I wish we could cut it in right now.
That would be hilarious. We'll see if we can.
Booty called your ass.
We'll see if we can find it, and we'll put it up. We'll put it on our Facebook group.
Lord. He's like, look what I can do at 85. And it's like, the moment he landed, they cut, and he just fell apart like one of those things that you press in the guy, like, you know what I mean? And then when you let go, he like gets all flopped. He just probably fell into a bag of bones. A steaming pile of skeletal remains.
That's funny. I love those ones. Any as seen on TV thing, they never they can never show how good a thing works because nothing ever fucking works as well.
You know what they did so amazingly with this movie too, which was perfect, was they didn't like, it's like scene of Batman, scene of Joker, scene of Batman, scene of Joker, scene of Batman, scene of Joker. Like they're always kind of running parallel, and they both get a lot of screen time.
It's leading them towards each other.
Yes.
Well, Jack Nicholson was the top billed guy in this, and there was no version where he was going to have, where like he was gonna like be shortchanged by friggin' Michael Keaton. He was like, I'm gonna. Oh my God, Einstein's one of the bad guys.
Oh my God, this is the scene where they use the sound effect. Where the only thing I can think of it was from Superman.
Yeah.
I have stupid grin. See, now he's wearing makeup.
Yes, correct. It's so funny, and they have bits where it's like on and off. It was like it became a really like interesting, weird. My cat's being fucking crazy.
This is so killer. He does what Buddy did, eh?
You know what this actually reminds me of? Do you remember there was like the Batman trading cards or stickers or what have you?
Yes.
And I remember like, because the Wait Till They Get a Load of Me was one of the big ones. This scene that's about like right here
this is a sound
was one of the big ones.
So Superman.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's a total like Ray. This is in if you have like the Prince soundtrack. This movie did release two soundtracks because there's the Prince one and then there's the score.
I have the Prince one on record.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I had the Prince one on cassette, and it was, but it was just the single. The A side was Bat Dance, and the other side was 200.
They got a scream in, eh?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and they got Tommy guns, which is always great.
That's fucking deadly, eh?
Yeah. This is like the Dark Knight scene where basically all the bad guys are in one place and he shows up too. You're crazy. I love the outfit too. Like it's such a good.
He's so killer.
Oh, he's really now
I was like, is he rubbing that makeup?
Yes.
Or I was like, is he putting white on?
Yeah, but
no, he's rubbing off.
Yes, but I've recently had that conversation. Is like, oh, he's putting on his Joker makeup in the middle of this. I'm like, no, he's taking off his
fake makeup. Yeah,
he's like basically he's just establishing himself, and then he'll be able to be this all the time.
Yeah. This movie too is like straight out of the comics. Him going on TV, then in the end he gasses everybody. This is amazing. Yeah. This is amazing.
Again, this I know,
so killer.
This you know he was probably like dying to do this, like. He probably had Jack Palance come to set this day for this. You're number one.
That's so killer.
So fucking funny. Yes, sir. And then there's this weird Shades moment. He's been in other stuff too, but I don't want to get into him. But who has the time? I know we've got another hour and a bit left of this. Somebody else who was offered pretty much every role in this, Ray Liotta, was offered the job for Harvey Dent.
No shit.
For Bruce Wayne and for Jack Napier. Like all at different times, depending on like, you know, I know Nicholson was like first choice kind of thing. And they were, when he was kind of on the fence, they were like, well, would you be willing to do this? And he turned them all down so he could do Goodfellas, which I mean, turned out really good for him as it was, but he regrets doing Goodfellas because he could have been in Batman.
That's hilarious.
Like it's so funny.
I remember hearing the story of Nicholson on the set of The Departed and how many different things he would do every single take. I wonder if it was the same thing with the Joker. If he would do it differently every time and they just picked the one they liked.
Probably.
Rather than doing the same thing over and over. Because apparently in The Departed, there were scenes where he would do every single take. He would say something new, especially the one where they shot the lady.
Yes.
And he was saying to like Matt Damon, you could say the line like this. Yeah. And then he would say the line and then he'd be, or you could get even dirtier and say like this, or you can get it even depraveder and say this. And he was just like, holy fuck, like.
I liked, there's some other older actors too. I know like Jack Lemmon used to say about doing this. He would always give even just little different inflections or a little change or like I do a little different move here or something like that. He's like, because if I do the same thing 12 times, what does the director have to choose from?
Right.
I was like, oh, good. I did the same thing 12 times. Like, he's like, it's different if I'm screwing it up. I'll do it the same thing. Like, but if we're doing 10 takes, you know,
I took one. That's the one now that I picked. Now we're gonna just play around, do this and that. And if you didn't like the other ones, you can take the first one.
But also, you can mix it when you're having like a conversation. It's different for like a monologue or something. But if you're having a conversation between the two guys, it's very easy to like then cut and splice like different chunks of different performances. It's like, oh, I like what he says at this part.
Just like a woman, he's stalking him.
I know, right? And also,
seeing if he's going to some other girl's house so she knows if there's
yeah.
competition or not.
He should be the most paranoid person in the world, too. So, like, fucking, like, he should have had her, like, pegged in a, like, a heartbeat.
Fuck.
Sorry.
Pegging.
This is revenge for what you did to me in the last movie.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Tit for fucking tat, baby.
Except it's you who causes you to forget.
I love it like a fucking sad saying.
Yeah, all right.
Fuck.
I apologize. You were saying
should be
in
terribly
something. Like you were
sorry.
going to say. Yeah, you were going to say something.
In.
Nah.
Fuck.
Nah, it's gone.
In my dreams.
In the heat
Oh,
of
no,
the
this is what I was
okay.
going to say. In the comics,
Yes.
was the Joker the murderer of his parents, or was this a movie?
This is a
thing?
movie. It was close. Batman Begins was apparently more accurate.
Right.
It was,
Because in the Joker movie, the Joker starts a revolution, and one of the guys wearing a Joker mask kills Bruce Wayne.
actually, no, I think Batman Begins is also incorrect. I think because I think they made it Victor Zsasz in thing, and he's not. He wasn't the dude who did it then either. Apparently,
I did dig that they used Ra's al Ghul in the first one.
Ra's al Ghul, yeah. And actually, you know what's funny? A Sam Hamm. I don't like saying his name. I can't take it seriously. I like we're doing something with the Batman and the Joker. And I can't say the writer's name seriously.
I know, right?
No, but Sam Hamm apparently wrote a draft of this at some point. One of the like a later draft of this that actually had Ducard, who is Ra's al Ghul.
Oh no shit!
So it was going to be him. Like he was going to go there and train with Ducard and all that, only to find out in like another movie that he was a bad guy.
Right.
So, which would have been pretty cool. I would have liked that the Batman ones if they did somebody different as the first bad guy. He trained with Ducard and left, and then you get the Joker in the second one, and then the third one is Ra's al Ghul. That would have been really cool. Like that's when they come to destroy.
Yeah, but these guys never want to do it. You know what I mean? They're directors, and they don't want to stick with one thing for too long. And
but it would have been an interesting because I mean that's what they made the whole Bane twist be, anyways. So why not just do that? Right.
Hello.
Like it would have been
fucking
cool.
creep ass mimes.
And there were so many people who were rumored to do things because in the third one, Philip Seymour Hoffman was rumored to be the Penguin. How fucking awesome would that have been?
Oh man,
like he would have done an amazing job.
He had a lot of problems, the poor man.
Yeah, I know. So,
I feel like that Love Liza movie where he was huffing gas was just like the true story of him.
Yeah.
They're always tortured, eh? All the artists are always so tortured.
I know. Well, that's why
unless
you get
you're
them in Batman movies.
what's his name? From 21 Jump Street.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk
not Jonah Hill, the other guy.
Oh, Channing
Tatum. Yeah. Everybody in Hollywood's a torture soul, but that guy.
Yeah. He's like, everything's just like, he just keeps like stumbling it. He's like Inspector Gadget. He just keeps stumbling onto success. I thought you were going to say like dude from Entourage. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like, I did it. He's like, I did it again. That is quite the murder that he just did in front of people. Apparently, they cut out a scene because people question why there's no cops in the parade scene and stuff like that. And apparently, they wrote a scene where where he shows up at like some police like dedication thing. They're gonna put up like a statue of like the chief of police or something, and the statue gets revealed it's the Joker, and he poisons all of the police, and then so that's why there are none.
Oh, he just realized right here that that's the motherfucker that killed his parents.
Yeah. I would be okay with him not understanding. He doesn't have it down here. He's got it.
He's like something is ringing a bell about this guy.
Yeah. Oh, I totally just got busted. I don't know if you noticed. He just ran away. He's like, I can't explain this.
She was wearing her like tail on a guy beret.
Yeah.
You know, looking all dark.
Yeah, but I don't know if you noticed during the credits, it said like the costume designer was one person, but then it said that Kim Basinger's costumes were designed by another person. So she had her own like designer this whole time. Is there anybody cooler than Billy Dee Williams?
I know, right?
There's nothing. I know I've told this story before, but nothing makes me feel stupider than the fact that I like fucked up like meeting him.
That's awesome.
Like with the fist bump because
like
I saw
he had
people
that thing ready to go to break the TV at any moment.
Oh, yeah. I think that should have just been his weapon all the time. What a great like lair. You would think these guys would like he'd be living in Jack Palance's
and like this shit dripping around. This town needs an enema.
It does need an enema.
There's always the one thing, too, where I don't know whether it's an editing issue. We'll get there, though.
Yeah.
When he says, how does he get such wonderful toys?
Oh.
It kind of, the line's kind of cut off.
Well, we'll have a look when
We'll see when we get there.
I don't remember. Like, I remember the line. I don't remember like the cutoff or anything like that. What else did he say?
Why don't you marry her?
I know. Eh? That would be the best.
Well, okay then, so I will.
The next thing, and then like just the rest of this is just
another
graphic sex scenes between Vicki Vale and Alfred. He's like taking her from all angles. I saw a good look. They had a good look at the bat suit for the Batman.
Like the new Robert Pattinson one.
And he was with Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, and she's got like more of like the animated movie Catwoman. Like she's got those big goggles up top and stuff like that. She looked pretty cool.
Like in the show, the new one, she's kind of steampunk Catwoman
and
or something,
it feels kind of like that. Speaking of which, too, I've heard a lot of good things about the Harley Quinn animated show on Adult Swim.
Oh, there's a Harley Quinn animated show on Adult Swim?
Yes. You should go check out the animated Harley Quinn show on Adult Swim.
What time does this show happen to be on?
No fucking idea. I work there.
Too bad. It's totally where you got it. It's totally
no
big.
But no, it's on. It's easy enough to find out.
You know what? I would have probably had a big headache today if I didn't take my Advil liquid gels. When are we going to whore out?
Oh God!
Look at that old phone.
Yeah, I want so bad. I'll know we made it as a podcast when we get one of like the podcast like advertisers, the people who advertise on every podcast, like Squarespace or like MailChimp or something like that.
MailChimp.
It's a thing. Don't shit talk it before we try and get him to sign us.
Oh yeah, sure, you're right. Oh my God, is that Bill Paxton?
I was just gonna say that looks exactly like Bill Paxton.
Look at that weird Rubik's Cube.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, Rubik got really like fucked up for a while.
Rubik.
Well, because it was like, okay, so people seem to be able to like, people are now solving these in 7 seconds. So he's like, now I'm going to make it crazy. Now it's going to be like 12 by 12 squares.
Well, he's making his own little scrapbook here.
I know. It's interesting. That's probably how he referred to Robert Wool. There's probably
who's that lost?
They were probably about to do like the script read, and he's sitting there between like Tim Burton and John Peters or something like that. He looks, who's that lost? He's like, that's Robert Wool. He's Arliss. Like, go fuck off with Arliss. I like that he's got a Joker logo on his, like, it's like the team shirt. Or the team jacket, I mean, on the jacket.
Oh, yeah.
And then it looks like he's got, like, I can't see.
Where did he get those made?
I don't know. Well, you can get it made anywhere, right? Still one of my...
I want that logo on a jacket. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. He's putting up, he's doing, like, the original vision board. That guy was meant to be, like not as an actor.
Phone book.
Yeah. That guy was meant to be a thug, like a main thug in like a supervillain, but not in a movie in real life.
And then he just spins off.
I know.
Napier's cleaning out excess chemicals. Holy fuck.
It's one thing I really liked that they did too, again, in the Chris Nolan versions, because they didn't go all sets and stuff like that. They filmed each movie in a different city, so
Look
Gotham.
At this place.
I know. So Gotham never looked the same.
Oh. I don't like when you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got into this whole, like, making them gritty and more real, and I'm just like, come on, it's a fucking comic book movie.
I know.
Fuck, like...
Yeah.
I hated that stupid tank Batmobile, too.
I
hated those fucking movies.
Like, I understand where they were coming from by making it, but it's not... Like, this Batmobile is way cooler.
The best. It's my favorite Batmobile.
Even though it is the most, it's the most useless one for in real life. Like, it wouldn't be able to turn a corner to save its life.
You saw it does. He shoots a thing.
I know, but actually they tried that on Mythbusters too, and it like ripped the shit out of the vehicles and stuff like that. But it's just one of those things. It's like, and the one before it too, the 60s one, it wasn't any better. It was just like, let's just make something cool, and that's fine. Make something cool.
This is right out of the comics, man.
Yeah. Yeah, this feels
This
very
is so
comic-y.
fucking awesome.
That director, he looked like the same guy who got fried in the mob
It
meeting,
does, actually.
too.
It's probably like his twin brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
It's like the same guy.
It's probably it's like John Peters, like cousins or something like that, or twin brothers.
Just like the weasels from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, baby. Die laughing.
So I'll tell you somebody who didn't like this movie after it was made, though. Tim Burton was not a fan.
What?
He said in it, he's like, I like parts of it. He's like, but the whole thing is mainly boring to me. He's like, it's fine. It's like this cultural thing or whatever. He's like, but now he's removed from it. Like, it's been a long time. He likes it better. But like after coming out of it, I think like he felt like he sold out.
Right.
I think that's where that
but it doesn't
came
feel
from.
like now.
Well,
He's
no-
like Disney's little bitch boy.
I know. But I think that
Oh no.
yeah. I think that the problem is it is good. I like
Again
that.
and again.
Oh, it's a very good smile. Love that Joker.
That was nicely added on too.
Thank you. That was just sheer improv. Take that, Christopher Guest. We nailed it.
This is so fucking deadly.
I know. I want to see where he was shooting this. Like, I want to see the sets that they put together in his lair.
That's so like Conan
I was just
O'Brien
gonna
when they would
say-
do the fucking.
I didn't tell her to lie under deposition. I said to lie there in that position. Yeah. I remember when he did that. He did that to Schwarzenegger, and then Schwarzenegger came on the show, and he's like, "I've seen you do that." And he's like, "No, I'm going to do it." And it went on Conan's face, and it was Schwarzenegger doing the voice. He's like, "I'm a little girl. I'm a little fat girl. Like, or whatever. I'm a little girly man."
fat girl.
Like, he was just like doing that stuff, and he was just like making fun of it. He was just.
And then Arnold came.
It was so funny. It's like the only time, like what a thing that is, because you make fun of like Conan being what he was, especially at the time. He wasn't getting the big stars. He was just getting like the fucking New York mainstays, like,
Right.
who were stars. Like, it's not like he was getting nobodies, but like he wasn't getting the people coming from LA and stuff like that. So like he probably felt like totally safe in like making fun of these people. Then all of a sudden they started booking them, and they're like, "Fuck."
I love. Look at this zit on Buddy's nose.
Yeah, they had
Like, wow, once they took the makeup, was really covering up some serious.
Yeah. You know, what's extra funny about that is the fact that how, like, just the irony of how much makeup they had to put on them to make them look like they're not wearing makeup for the movie.
And I love too because now, like, none of the product, everybody's in a panic now because anything could be tainted. Like,
Yeah. Well, is that any different than what we're living in right now?
no. That phone needs one of those things that would have been awesome
Yeah.
if he was Harvey. I honestly don't think he has the acting chops to pull off Two-Face, but
No.
that's just me.
No, you know what
He
the
is awesome,
What
but
what the problem is with Billy Dee is Billy Dee in every role.
Yeah.
He is his next two acting roles. He's playing Lando Calrissian again. He's voicing him in a video game, which
Fucking
is
A.
the Skywalker
Why the
saga.
fuck not?
No, I agree. Yeah, he's voicing him in the Skywalker saga, and then he's voicing him in Star Wars Detours. That like it's like a the animated show that's like a bunch of oh, you fucked up.
no, I didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't see nothing.
Todd knocked over his mic stand because we went with mic stands now
Try
instead
not
of.
to. I'm like, I should have brought it higher. I'll remember next time. I'm kind of hunched over, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah, you got to put yourself in the position. I'm doing
Oh.
sort of the same thing, but
I was like,
But I'm gonna
bending
live forever,
Oh,
baby.
he's putting Jack.
I know.
He's gonna go to bed.
Yeah, like say what you will, he should have left her be. She was perfectly fine. This is probably what made
He's fucked up. He doesn't
Yeah.
like beauty. He likes
Like-
ugly things.
like I honestly feel like Mick Jagger was watching this movie at like the premiere with her and saw her face all fucked up and didn't even look over at her and just like his talking to like his assistant next to him. It's like, get rid of her right now. He's like, just no, she still looks great. No,
And
get
you're
rid of her.
married to her still, sir.
No, divorce her. Divorce her. That's my Mick Jagger.
Yeah, by the
impression,
time
the
this
way.
movie's done, I better be divorced.
Yeah. It's a great. This doesn't look that different from the Animal Crossing art museum.
Probably is.
Yeah, it's all fake. It's all fake shit.
Oh, yeah. This is such an awesome scene.
Oh, that painting in the back was in something in another movie.
Probably The Crow or something.
I can't remember. It doesn't-
That's a fucked up painting, eh? The
Yeah.
fuck is that? Looks like something out of a Tool nightmare. So like, what is this, an art gallery / restaurant for 3 tables?
It is.
Like, you probably have to have mad cash to sit here.
Well, you also have to have. Bruce Wayne did set this up, so
That's right, yes.
So yeah, he's doing fine. But it's also it's a social distancing restaurant where you can only be so many people.
It's just arrived. She's still there.
Yeah.
She'd only be there for waiting for a billionaire.
Yeah.
If he was 2 minutes late and that was like anybody else, he'd be gone.
See, this is Amber Heard and Elon Musk all over again.
Amber Heard and Elon Musk.
Yeah. That was.
I love that he's like 50 and he knocked up Grimes.
Yeah. Hey, what the hell? And gave him
The strangest baby name.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd still rather that
Grimes
than
would be with him if he wasn't a billionaire.
I don't think anything. He doesn't seem like a very interesting. Well, he does in that he seems
like he's pretty crazy.
He's crazy interesting.
But Grimes seemed like the type of girl that wouldn't be with you know what I mean? Wouldn't go with a man for her money. Yeah. And then when I heard that she was with him, I was like, oh, Grimes. Yeah. I was like, come on.
Maybe she's with him because he's a nut. That's like we could give her the benefit of the doubt.
I'm like, Grimes, what the fuck?
Yeah. I never did you. I'm assuming you just knocked them all out. I don't know. I'm giving him
probably
the benefit
dead
of the doubt too.
Fuck that, he's a Joker. He don't give a fuck.
Well, but I'm thinking too, like he wants to meet with her and all that stuff. So I don't think he wants to risk killing her.
So what were they gonna play during the scene? You know what I'm saying? If there was no
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's not like it was something that was put in the last second. It was something that was just forced on him. Like when they were planning the movie, he's like, I want this to be all score. And so this scene wouldn't have happened. Or not like this anyways. It would have, he would have just been them coming around and just doing whatever. But this would have been a fun ass scene to just get to do too, right? Like, Prince, you are the fucking man.
Fucking right he is.
R.I.P. Prince. It's really funny because they've been talking a lot about Chris Rock being a little bit of like the soothsayer. He was talking because like his bit about like cops and the few bad apples and all that shit. And so he was talking a lot about that. I'm like, but nobody ever talks about the fact when he had a bit when he was like everything that happened with Michael Jackson kind of even after the fact. He's like, remember that
like that hurt his arm for real. Like he just broke his arm.
Yeah, I know. He's like, remember that argument everybody used to have of Michael Jackson versus Prince? Prince won.
I guess.
Yeah.
What was the argument?
It was just who's the better, is Michael Jackson better than Prince? Or I like a lot more Michael Jackson songs than I do Prince songs. But I think that Prince was a better overall artist because he made all his shit himself.
That's right. Look at that one.
Yeah.
Kind of like this one. Oh.
Hello. She's very pretty. Oh, I like the cutoff too of it. Do you remember how many songs Prince did for this?
It's like 8.
There's like 8 songs. Yeah.
I can absolutely answer that question literally in not that much time.
Okay.
I think there's 8.
Okay.
I meant like I could get home and find it.
Oh yes. Man, I should have had you bring it here.
I know.
I totally could have played it on my
fucking right.
I need to get a new spot for my record player because I can't play records right now where it's currently sitting.
I have Spotify now. It's the most amazing shit ever.
It is great.
Crap.
This episode brought to you by Spotify and Harley Quinn on Adult Swim.
The death, eh?
Catch it on Spotify.
Good work.
You know why Spotify's great, though? Because it has miscast commentary on it.
Damn
and they didn't ask too many questions before they
approved it. Could download miscast commentary so I can listen to it when I'm not online.
Yeah. And he doesn't, but he could.
In the bath.
I honestly like his look without the makeup more just because like it really accentuates how fucked up his face is. Like how like
she's freaked out.
Yeah. I remember thinking as a kid, I was like, how did they do that to his face? Like, did they like put something like up and under and like tuck his face up? Like, I don't
know what the hell.
Well, they add on, right? It's like there's stuff over top. Like he's got like a layer over his lip and then he's got another layer over his cheeks, which creates all the thing. And then
do I look like I'm joking?
That's fantastic. And like,
hey, they changed it.
What? Oh yeah, she goes like,
well, she says no. He goes, does it look like I'm joking? He goes, well, sort of.
Yeah.
And right there, she just said no.
Yeah.
That's so fucked.
Well, actually, we can't actually hear what they said. This might just be a bad closed caption.
Oh, right. Yes.
So. The avant-garde.
Oh, here she is. He brought her just to show her how hot she could be.
Yeah.
He's like, look, Kim Basinger, you could be this hot.
So is she fucked up now then? Or is she just trying to not to get herself killed, still being the girlfriend?
Kim Basinger.
Other chick.
The other chick. No, because she's in it to win it.
Yeah, because it's like she seems pretty much like she wants to be involved. I feel like this would have been like a good chance to make her Harley Quinn. But like she's got this person who's kind of like sycophantic towards him and stuff like that.
Just burned her face.
Yeah. I'm really good at this. She was just like, again, like I said, it's very much like that Cameron Diaz in The Mask, where it's like an awakening. You're just like, wow, this is what you are. Behold. And she still looks great.
Hell yes, she does. She had sex with Garth. We all have a chance.
Yeah. We were talking about earlier too. I was talking about, Michael Keaton being the first to lower his voice and change his voice to be Batman and stuff like that. They always keep saying how he's the first to do things, but I'm like, there wasn't a bunch of Batmen before him. It was like him or Adam West.
This is so
I know
killer.
this is really funny. But I guess. Oh, here we go. We're gonna get the little. He's doing the I'm melting too. So that was actually a hard makeup thing because they had to add makeup to his face to make it look like they removed makeup from his face.
Here it is right here.
Yeah.
Here's the line coming up. Watch.
Oh,
it's kind
okay.
of cut off. Watch.
All right. Let's hear about it. So, we've got a brief second. Anyways, so he had lowered his voice.
Wait.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
yeah, well, that's fine.
Because the word where is slightly cut off. It comes in on air.
Yeah.
To air does he get those wonderful toys.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tight.
There it is. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, it's fine. That's a long time before the introduction of the Batmobile. What I was saying is, Michael Keaton, the reason that he changes his voice and all that stuff to be Batman was because he was just logicking out on the thing. He's like, it doesn't seem to me like it would be really hard to figure out that he was Batman.
Exactly.
He was like, you could hear who he was. Like it's like not that he compared it to this, but I compared it to the Pokeroo situation. It's like, it's weird that one person disappears and Pokeroo comes every fucking time, right? It's you think
is that what he said?
No, that's not what he said. That's just my that's the
Pokeroo fan.
That's essentially the logic he was putting forth.
That thing
He's
just turned a corner. Did you see it?
Yeah, well,
fucking right, it did. You don't even need to drive that fast.
You know
it's
what
a
would have
fucking
been
tank.
You know what would have been really cool if you would have seen if they would have done another just a logic thing where you see the back wheels are turning with the front wheels,
right?
Because then it could do literally anything.
There you go. So you rock the thing so we can pull that sweet turn there.
Which was slow as shit now that you look at it. That was the only way that was doable. Why? Oh my God, every car was heading to this one intersection that has no light.
And a shit ton of trucks carrying lettuces and pipes.
Oh, yes. And it was one truck carrying both. It's like, I got to get the lettuce to the lettuce store and the pipe to the lettuce store.
The lettuce is all stuffed in the pipes.
Yes.
She had a good scream in this.
This movie, the Batmobile needed some more, I think needed a few more toys on it. It got a couple in this one. We just didn't
even see them all, right? I'm assuming there's a shit ton. We just saw a couple.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I guess it's kind of like the Bond one. You only see the ones that are necessary, right?
Well, now he doesn't even have a lot of gadgets.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping, at least for Daniel Craig's sake, that he'd get to have the one fun Bond where he got all the funky shit. Because they made fun of it in a low tech version in the first one. They're like, it's a radio. I have a radio.
Right,
oh no, not the light. It was in Skyfall. Was the first? The first
Batman just running through the streets.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's if you look at Gotham just in general, it doesn't seem that out of place.
Whoa, I like the 8 there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the font on that.
You think of Batman in the video game, just boom, right there, but he's got to take Vicki Vale with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. How much do you weigh?
Have you seen anything? Because it just got me thinking about video games. Because you said
because they said the word video game.
Yeah, pretty much. You saying video game got me thinking about video games.
Strange.
Yeah, but have you seen anything from the new Avengers video game yet?
Oh my God! Yeah, don't let go for real, lady.
Yeah. I know, right?
I have not, no.
But I heard that there's like the gameplay and stuff, or they showed some stuff, and it looks pretty like serious. Looks pretty cool.
It looks pretty serious.
Like,
they're not fucking around.
Well, I don't know, because you wait for these superhero games, and I was
Shoot them in the face.
Yeah, some research I was doing for another thing. It was I saw like footage from Superman 64. Remember, it's like considered one of the worst games of all time and stuff. And it's like,
it is.
And I was like, but those are the disappointments that like you get when you're waiting for these things so much, right? And it was like, and then you get something like Spider-Man that's the opposite, which is like very open world, a lot of like, you know, you can interact with things a lot the way you want to. He went into a garbage can. That guy died because there was just a bunch of knives pointing up in the bottom of the dumpster. And that was a garbage bag full of knives.
The old knife store. Look, hey, we got these ones are selling. Oh, here's buddy.
This was good, but again, this is a total ripoff of Indiana Jones.
Not really.
Oh yeah, no, I guess not, because he doesn't. I for some reason in my brain he did he just like
shot him.
Yeah, he just put him down in like one thing. But yeah, he does fight him for a bit. So this movie, it was the #1 movie in the U.S., but it actually was number 2 worldwide because of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
It was what?
This was number 2 worldwide, but #1 in the U.S. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade was #1.
Did they both come out at the same time?
Same year.
Good year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this movie rocked my fucking world when I saw it, man. I was like, this movie is so perfectly encapsulated Batman.
Oh yeah, it was.
Fucking that Batman was badass, man. I know what you're talking about. Holy
I remember
fuck.
I didn't have a lot of the vehicles from different toys.
Neither did I.
Because they took up too much space, and I think that's kind of where my parents were coming, and they were pricey. But I did have the Batmobile.
I think, yeah. Did I have it as well, or
I don't know.
I know one of us did. Yeah,
we both played with it. It was like any toys we had.
Sure did.
Any toys we had were all communal. Like we would go to one person's house who had all the GI Joes. We went to your house, you had all the most of the Transformers. Like.
And we all had mixtures of G.I. Joes and Turtles.
Yeah, I had a lot of Turtle. I had like all the freak, like I had like the Series 9 Turtles, where it's like Napoleon Bonafrog and like the fucking rabbit. And,
yeah.
Like I was going
just a Bucky O'Hare ripoff.
Yeah, I was going through those. Like it's funny all the weird research I have to do for like these other things I show up on, and then I go through and I'm like, fuck, I had all these things, man.
Or like when you watch the toys that made us. Like, this toy right now is worth $50 grand. Like, wow, I had that 3 times in my life.
Oh, that's still the worst.
All 3 times.
The worst I ever felt in my life, when they were like, yeah, the Darth Vader, if you had the Darth Vader that had like this type of lightsaber, it was worth like 25 grand or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I had that. I remember when my cousin took it from me and threw it up on the roof or something. And just for me to go fuck myself.
For me to go fuck myself. I like that there's nobody hanging out on this private road.
I know.
Like, just this whole road of there's no hobos living in the woods or nothing.
I'm willing to buy it for him, though, because I picture that he just owns all this.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, you get to a point and you just can't get past it. Stop fucking looking at me. That's how I felt as a teenager. Why are you looking at me? I was really handsome. The girls were into me, but I was a fucking
awesome
freak.
Music, eh?
Oh, God. See, this is like, to me, more than anything, what established Tim Burton.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, I mean, he did other stuff that was really cool. Like, he did Pee-wee.
How much does this movie cost to make?
Well, let's talk about that. All right. I do have all this info. So it was $35 million.
That's it?
Yeah.
What?
Well, there's not a lot going on in it. There's not a lot of explosions. I mean, there's a lot of makeup. There's a lot of
that's what I said before, right? There isn't, like, but the movie's just perfect.
But remember, they didn't have to pay Jack Nicholson. So, like, because instantly that makes the movie, like, they would have to pay him, like, at least $20 million. So that, that all of a sudden we're at $55 million.
What if the movie bombed?
Then he gets nothing. He bet on himself and lost.
But the fact that he's in it and stuff, he was really popular at the time. Well, he was always really popular. It's Batman.
Yeah.
It looks interesting,
yeah. Well, to me, what I think happened is I think the studio's taking a chance with a guy who has directed stuff but isn't a super duper.
I can't believe this movie only cost $35 million. And just on the sets and everything alone.
And again, we're talking like, yeah. Well, I mean, again, sets are cheap. Sets are even cheaper than, like, realistically than going into like a city and shooting in the city because you have to like pay for so much shit and permits and all these other things, right? Like sets are fairly like sets exist and then somebody comes in and decorates them. That's probably the same set that was in fucking Seinfeld.
Right.
And it was just without the weird signs and stuff like that, right? So I can see that. And then you don't pay, and then the biggest actor in this movie, you didn't have to pay him until no, but that didn't come out of your budget. You know what I mean? And then you get somebody who again isn't an established like huge movie star or action star to do that. You get not an unknown either, but again, like not a big star for the female lead. Like nobody's huge in this movie except Jack Nicholson.
I love that whole he's like, people think that you might be the same as him. Who said that? I'll write their names down. I'll fucking set them straight.
I know. See, again, and that's like them playing, into him being all fucked up really well.
He's got like some Listerine he's been drinking over there.
Oh shit!
Keep him up at night.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting little ad. So maybe
he had that there to test because he was testing the products.
Yeah. So this movie, like we said, it cost $35 million. It made $251 million domestically, and it made $411 million worldwide. Although that does. Oh, it doesn't actually. I was gonna say that
she just got bat raped, date raped. She loved it. She's like, "Oh, my boobs, damn, they're still there."
Oh god. Yeah. So it opened number 2. It looks like it was just like a Thursday opening. Yeah, that was just the Thursday opening for this. Let's go to weekends here and figure it out.
Does it show you what else was out in the same weekend? Yeah, I'm trying to think of what was on.
So Batman and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids came out the same day.
It was, she wanted to go see Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, guaranteed.
There you go. And then Ghostbusters 2 was out. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade was out. Dead Poet Society, Star Trek 5, Field of Dreams, See No Evil, Hear No Evil. What else do we got in there? Roadhouse was still out. No Holds Barred was still out. So
I guarantee if we were there, it was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and I was like, there's no fucking way we're seeing Honey, I Shrunk the Kids over Batman Lady.
Yeah. So it stayed number 1 the next week when Karate Kid 3, Great Balls of Fire, and Do the Right Thing came out.
Oh my god, for a second there I thought like the second title of Karate Kid 3 was Great Balls of Fire.
That would have been amazing. And then Lethal Weapon 2 knocked it out of number 1 in week 3. And Weekend at Bernie's also came out that week. Then Licensed, it stayed in number 2. Then when Licensed to Kill came out and Peter Pan had a re-release. When Harry Met Sally came out, debuting at number 15.
Right.
Wow. See, that's the box office is so especially in the 80s, box office was a weird ass fucking thing. Because I guarantee you what happens on the next one. Where did it go?
And then it's number 1.
When Harry Met Sally was number 3.
Number 3. Well, because word of mouth, right?
Yeah.
The word of mouth gets out, and then it gets next week. It's more opposite now. Hype train comes. Movie makes $500 million this first weekend. Next weekend it makes $4. 3 weeks later it's gone.
Yeah, and then Field of Dreams, which was number 14. It was number 14 the previous week, but has been out for 14 weeks. It went up to number 4 again. It was just these movies just jump around like fucking nuts.
We'll go see Field of Dreams again.
Yeah. UHF came out that week. And then what else do we got? So,
she's mad you're not Batman.
And then it slides down to number 3 when Turner and Hooch comes out. Isn't that funny? Turner and Hooch comes in to take out Lethal Weapon 2 and Batman.
That's hilarious. Well, they've been out for a while now, guaranteed, I guess. Right?
And then
A License to Kill.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. Friday the 13th, Part 8 came out.
Oh my god, Jason Takes Manhattan? That's a fucking good one.
Then Parenthood came out, and it just kind of goes from there, and then things slowly but surely drop off. But yeah, it was, like we said, the number 1 movie in the U.S. that year. I will not tell you anything.
Oh yeah, I'll listen to Ray.
I know, eh? You need to listen. He should just, I like that was his James Bond slapping a woman, just a very light shove. What else do we got? So other people who were considered to play Harvey Dent, Don Johnson. I sort of said John Johnson there. I meant to say Don Johnson.
Yeah, we got a Don Johnson now.
Yeah. William Peterson, and then Dale
Dear God, way to read.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Kid can't even read.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I still think that, it's a weird nitpicky thing. I was like, his hair isn't great hair to be Batman.
Is this her apartment?
Yeah, apparently.
Dear God, this is
Well,
like
yeah.
who's she like dealing with the people who were like friends about their place? Like,
Yes.
look at this fucker. She's a photographer.
It's
Although she is like world renowned, I guess she probably makes some cash.
She's world renowned, but she's brand new to the city. Like, she just came and like picked this place up, and she's got a weird fucking braid. Like, that's like a depression
She's
braid
got
because
a
she thinks her like boyfriend's cheating on her, so she like puts on a depression braid.
A depression braid. To put my depression braid, which is gonna
Yeah.
be exactly the same thing. Only there's the happy braid.
Yeah.
There's the slightly depressed braid, singy
Yeah.
mood.
Yeah. So in the next rumor too, with him being in the DCU, because they basically said he's not Batman. Like, he was Batman, and you'll probably see him in the suit at some point. But his thing is to basically lead the way. Like they said, kind of like a Nick Fury or something like that. But then the next rumor is because they think that they're going to bring Batgirl in to be like the Batman replacement.
Right.
But then there's also rumor that the next Batman movie
Beyond.
might be Batman Beyond,
Yeah.
which would be him leading. But there's no reason why that also couldn't be a woman in that scenario.
shit.
Like, they can hire who they want.
Titties in the background.
Yeah. I love that guy. I caught his name when I was going through the credits earlier. The other thug with the mustache. He's like, he might as well have just been like, his real name should be Generic Thug.
Generic thug
He's-
number 3.
Generic Thug as himself.
I've always been a generic thug,
There's no way that
Tim Burton
that's
just
not.
saw my. Thank God
Yeah.
he shoots him right there.
I know. There's no way that that's not a cocaine tray, though.
Oh,
He
fuck
picks
yeah.
that thing up. He's like, that thing
that
is
was in.
only seen
Oh, yeah.
cocaine.
Oh, I was going to do this. Is Nicholson's
Why is there
apartment.
popcorn up there?
It's decorative.
Yeah.
Decorative popcorn.
Like, it's just. I
Like
was.
3, she was she was depressed. She's got her
Yeah.
depression braid in. She was munching, snacking. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna get fat.
I'm gonna make some contemplative popcorn to eat by the mantle.
Exactly.
I want to see what happened there.
Uh-oh.
I feel like that would have been like a brutal scene. Like, I've seen that would have, like, the way that like the Heath Ledger like fucking brutalizing that guy in the video was like meant to scare you.
Right.
That's what that scene would have been. Like, people would have been so terrified of the Joker beyond that. It's like, oh my god, we can never take him as a joke again.
Another rooster in the hen house.
Meow. So yeah, this is actually the scene. Like, he goes a long time before figuring out who he is.
Right.
It's like, you'd think he'd been
Bruce Wayne.
you think he would have been like working on this the entire time.
Well, he probably is. We just don't see it.
yeah.
He's
But, like-
well, he's not working. He's working it out in his brain. He's like, man, this
Yeah.
guy's really.
Or even more so. So he knows that he's Jack Napier. He's got that
Right.
figured out. How does he not know in all the time between when his parents died, him becoming Batman, and this? How did he not figure out who killed his parents?
Right.
Especially because he's using his friggin' visual memory to know that he killed him in a minute.
I wonder when they filmed this scene, because this is the first scene they're really
Yeah.
together, right?
Yeah. I think this is probably
Well,
the
no,
best
like they've been
scene.
fighting and stuff, but
Yeah.
this is the first time they're really just yakking.
Yeah. This is, I think, the best scene between them because it's just talking.
Oh my god, it turns into Beetlejuice here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and like anything else, too, like fucking, what's the one where they're all nuts? I can't remember.
Oh, yes, I got you. Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean.
I think Christopher Lloyd's in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd's in every
It's called,
movie
like,
where
Going
everybody's
Nuts or something.
Like that. All right, I got this is information I can find. Come on, let's get nuts. I feel like this should
There
have
it
been
is, right there.
Yeah.
That's what does it.
Yeah, that's where he
There
figures
it is.
out.
Yes.
But
I just like the sound of it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so just some upcoming things for Michael Keaton while he's dead there. So he's in
Just killed Bruce Wayne.
I know. So he's in Morbius coming up, the Jared Leto like Sony.
Yeah, it's
guy,
like
blah, 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 blah.
it's one of the Spider-Man's bad guys or something.
Yeah. Well, I think because he's supposed to show up as Vulture in it.
Oh, before he's dead, so it's before that.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't die in Spider-Man.
Oh, right.
And I think they're still trying to get together a Sinister Six scenario. And then he's got the Flash coming. He's got a TV series called Dope Stick coming out, but I didn't really find any information.
He's like
on
the
that.
points at her as he laughs.
I
eh?
know. Oh.
Like, what the fuck?
Again, and I feel like that's just freedom he was given. He's just do what you want, and then like he said, he's just doing whatever, right? Uh-oh.
Perfect shot there, Bruce Wayne. She's like, oh, I can't snort cocaine off that part now.
Yeah. She should have, like the last line in the movie, like where they have like that loving line together, should have been him. This is good. This is a good little comedy moment. And, like what a great comedic drop she just did. But
just too much, right?
Yeah,
That was the straw that broke her back, baby.
But she should tell him that he owes her money for that tray. She's like, that tray wasn't cheap.
Oh my God, the street corner she used to work on. Vale,
that
you
would
really
be
want to work this
amazing.
corner? It's a pretty bad corner.
That was the Dream Team.
A lot of people get Dream Team.
There it is. I've been doing a lot of looking shit up on. This is what happens when we're recording at 1:43 in the morning.
Oh, Johnny
We start to
Dangerously,
forget.
what a film.
Yeah. We tend to start forgetting.
She looks really good in those huge glasses.
Everybody looks good.
It's like she bore them off of Diane Wiest.
No, you know what it is?
From Beetlejuice.
When you see a girl in those huge glasses, it is what's it called? It's an investment, because you look at there and you're like, you're going to get that moment, the librarian moment where the glasses come off and the hair comes down.
Shake the head.
And it's like,
and they don't even have to touch the thing holding their hair up when they just, their glasses were holding that hair up.
Well, that's why one of my favorite all-time things is in what's it called? Arrested Development, when Job has Judy Greer, and she takes off her glasses and her eyes cross, and then she's like, he's pulled up your hair,
glasses down.
Yeah.
Okay, no, hair down, glasses off.
Did we try hair up, glasses down? Or glasses off? It was good for this, but I think it's the weirdest idea to have the yellow on that suit.
Oh, I like it.
It looks good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just thinking, given what Batman is and what he's supposed to be, the darkness, you wouldn't have a big bright yellow thing right in the middle of your. It's like you're standing in the corner. It's like, I can see you, Batman.
Yeah, I can see all that yellow.
Yeah, it's shining like the moon at me right now. Look at that. You can tell, you can see the matte painting, that bridge is all matte painting in the back and stuff. It gives you that old classic feel too, which is kind of nice.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh. He pushed it aside.
Oh, yeah, this is where it's like, no, it hasn't.
Yeah. I have taken
How is he hearing this? And he looks over at the other TV from the booth.
Well, yes.
You know what I mean?
That's just the kind of license that makes things fun, but we'll forgive them.
Will we? I can't get over it.
Okay. Yeah. Cancel culture. Here we go. we're gonna start the hashtag cancel Joker.
He had a tremendous singing voice. He's dead now.
Fairy tales could come true. It can happen to you. I could be theatrical. Jack Nicholson, you're being too theatrical. Sure,
is a killer.
My voice is giving out. My Harvey Firestein is going away on me. What if Harvey Firestein played for Harvey Weinstein? Just in a drunk history or something.
I know what?
Harvey Firestein played Harvey Weinstein in a drunk history.
Oh my God.
Or something. He was like, take off your pants.
He's so amazing.
You
should play him in the movie. Is Harvey Firestein still alive?
Yeah.
Look at what your Harvey Firestein did. It's killing you. It's tearing you apart, Joe.
You know what?
We're going to have an intervention because you won't stop doing your Harvey Firestein voice. It's like you're coughing up blood. You're going to call my mother.
It's like Iron Man 2. It's like being Iron Man is literally killing you, but I can't stop. You can't. There's still work to be done.
Oh, yeah. Fucking right.
His eyes are a little wonky there. He's crossing them on purpose or something like that.
Oh, he can hear you all right.
Those are sexy ass glasses. I think you're going to be very attracted to me when my new glasses show up. I got.
Maybe I already.
I got a new pair of glasses again. I
got a new pair of glasses too.
Nice. It's his old pair of glasses that he forgot here. I honest to God didn't know about those until today. Carrie found them in the bathroom and just tossed them up there. Otherwise, I would have probably texted you.
Oh my God, that's so amazing. Mm-hmm. I ordered a new pair. They have not showed up, just like my indestructible shoe.
God. Yeah, shipping's been a rough situation, although it did get me a free subwoofer, so we can't be too mad at anything.
Well, no, everything else came in quick.
Yeah. Well, it's very
oh, my Lord. Tomorrow?
Yeah.
I go from Thursday to Saturday. Me and my buddy Bill, we're going to try and do The Last of Us Part 2 straight through.
Nice.
I was like, I cannot lose my progress on The Witcher 3. I cannot go play another game for so long that when I come back to I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
We got to get this thing over with. Plus, by the minute, PlayStation games devalue.
Yeah.
So in like 4 months, the game will be half off, and then in 6 months, it'll be like $15 because it sold 1,000 copies. It's not like Nintendo.
Yeah, Super Mario Sunshine, still $80,
like,
not a
Jesus
cent less.
Christ. Well, they're like, well, actually, the game was $49.99 when it came out 20 years ago, but now the games are $70, so we're just going to charge it $79.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes Harley Quinn.
That'd be amazing. Wouldn't that be funny if you actually started finding like Easter eggs in this that were like alluding to other things? The reason you don't find Easter eggs in this movie, Tim Burton knew nothing about Batman when he made this movie.
Or Easter.
Yes, he also did not know about Easter. But no, that was the thing. Michael Keaton and Tim Burton had no real idea about Batman. The only person who did was Jack Nicholson, who read these comics when he was a kid. Like he was at the peak, like the early peak of Batman in Detective Comics was like, that's when he was reading comics. I mean, it was. I'm sure he wasn't still reading them in the Frank Miller era.
This guy does a good job. I have a look exactly like him.
It would have
been, though it's just his actual face. Was he really doing that good of a job? Oh, and there's Buddy still there with him too, right?
He looks like he could also play a young De Niro if he needed to. But wouldn't it have been great if that was Christian Slater who came out right now?
That would be so killer.
Do you ever dance with the devil?
That's so killer. They should have put him in there.
That would have been wonderful. I don't
you
think
look like me, you act like me, but you know what? You're not me. That's a freaking lie.
That was so good. Was that The Critic?
The Critic, yeah.
The Critic,
freaking lie.
The Critic is such an underrated show. I know it didn't last a very long, like it's 2 seasons. So not a bad looking fellow. But like it only lasted 2 seasons. You will see him around. But it is just like every episode is chock full of stuff. It's like that and the TIK and stuff like that.
Oh, he just got it right now. It's sinking in.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Alfred, for fuck's sake.
I'm sorry, The World's Greatest Detective. This should have been a
no-brainer.
I feel like he should have been like if this was Sherlock.
He's just Batman. He's not the world's greatest detective yet. He's like, you got me in my jeans. Damn it.
But if he was, I know. These are my dungarees. No woman is supposed to see me in my dungarees. They're just my comfy pants for investigating. But
of course, girl. This is what they all say when they try and get your fucking money.
Yeah.
Oh my God, was that you that just said that?
What?
You were like, yeah. It sounded weird.
Yeah.
Why won't you let me in? Because I'm Batman and I'm worth $1 billion. And we're gonna get married, and then you're gonna divorce me because I'm Batman. And then you're gonna take the Bat Cave. You're gonna turn it into some fucking place where you watch Wendy Williams all the goddamn time and complain about me. If we have a movie,
I fear that you're slowly becoming an incel.
I have always been king of the incels. I will have Wendy Williams play me in the miscast commentary movie.
That would be wonderful. I will also I'm going to have Niecy Nash play me. Because Niecy Nash is who you get when you can't get Wendy Williams. I love women too much.
They smell good. They look good.
I know you do.
I just don't like dealing with them for now. Just for now.
It's because you've dealt with the wrong ones.
I know, all the crazy ones. Well, they're all crazy, but I just was at like a 10.
No,
I've been hovering at a 10 for too long. I need to go down to like a solid 5.
I've been very lucky in my record. I think out of all the girls that I've dated or whatever, I've only had like one crazy. And she wasn't like crazy.
You didn't hang around long enough.
No, yeah. No, usually
he's going to give this is her suit. Yeah. You go out tonight, I'm staying in.
Yeah, it's like it's Endgame.
Yeah.
No, what's really funny though.
Well, she lifts her head, boom, Kim Basinger.
That would be great. She's like, why won't you let me in? It's like, look around. Why do you think?
You're in.
Yeah.
You just got let in.
Actually, that's a way better point than I was
talking about. You're right. You're standing right here.
Oh no. The boss is going to be mad.
This is so wicked because he's not in there.
Yes. That's the spoiler.
What a great idea.
I'm not a fan of that gun thing because those guns weren't moving. They were firing straight ahead. Why did it cut a hole? Don't care for it. Don't care for it.
Don't care for it one bit.
This was neat. When you bought this car, it came with this shield. It was literally just this shitty piece of plastic that you put over top of it.
Yeah, it's so cool though.
It was something. But You can buy like the Hot Toys makes that thing now, and it's like it's out of this world. You can pop up the little guns, and you could like. That would be a cool.
Oh yeah, the rest of it. See, that's a little set to drive through. Now we get the model blowing up.
Yeah. They're just using like with floss to just like pull. I was gonna call it
Batmobile. I think it really is the real Batmobile with a real.
Yeah.
That part was real. This is obviously finished.
Problem. Well, it's just the Batmobile is just a Chevy Impala with like a new chassis.
Is that what it is?
Like on top of and also like flames.
What a nice ad for the Chevy Impala.
Yeah. That would be a fun thing to drive around, no doubt. Wait a minute. Wouldn't it have been way better if it was Vicki Vale in there? She's like, why did you make me do that? He's like,
I don't want to do it.
He's like, if you didn't make it, I'd still be here. That's the worst shot of him in the entire movie. Like he's got this weird like face on him.
He's got the bat scowl.
But it's not even a scowl.
Oh, the party's already beginning.
Prince should have been in this scene. Prince, like, it would have been great for Prince to be one of like the minions. Like he's like wearing all his stuff.
After the credits to the movie, they wipe the makeup off Joker's face as he's in the concrete. They're like, "It's Prince."
I feel like that would
boom, end of movie.
If this was a '90s movie, that would have been the music video. Like that's like fucking like LL Cool J turning into a shark and for like Deep Blue Sea, which
into
actually
a shark.
this week as we're recording this, it's Canada Day as we're recording this, but this week is when Deep Blue Sea 3 comes out. Apparently, I think in the drive-in. Deep Blue Sea 2 is straight to video.
Blue
but
Sea 3.
You know what's really funny though? If you look at all the movies that have been coming out, they're like, here's all the movies coming out, all horror movies.
Sweet.
Like,
I still want to see The Invisible Man.
I do too. I don't know if it's still there now.
I started watching it, but then the person I was watching was like, this is boring. I was like, brother, we're 5 minutes in.
Yeah, he's not even invisible.
Yeah, I was like, we're 5 minutes in, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing I have with my kids. They're like, oh, I don't want, like, this is boring. I'm like, give it a minute. Like, just give it some time. I've taught them now. I'm like, give a movie a chance. If you don't like it, you've wasted a little bit of time, but at least you tried something new rather than watch the same fucking movie 50
I still don't understand where these kids find, because I'm over, on the island with this lady I know's kids, and I'll put a song on, like, and they're like, I want to hear rap. I'll put on Dr. Dre. They're like, this is garbage. This is trash. And then they put on, like, this shit trap. And I'm like, is there anything I could at all show you that you would like?
Yeah.
Or is everything just old nonsense? Like, they don't even listen to it. They're just like, this is not whoever that I know.
Yeah.
Some shitty mumble rapper. They're like, this is garbage. So like where do they hear things?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What is dictating what they will like?
Well, here's the thing, and I think this is where the old man in us starts to come out. This is how it's happened for every generation forever. People like what they hear when they're coming of age. They're not interested in the old man stuff. They're like, oh, this is old. Like, I hated all the old bullshit. And then I got older, and then I got older.
Bullshit.
And then like all of a sudden the Beatles and all these things started
like the Eagles.
Yeah.
I remember your dad was really into the Eagles.
Oh my God.
I love all that shit now.
Yeah,
right?
but that's exactly it, right? And it was like back then, I was like, no way.
And then you're like, this is actually real music.
Yeah, and you're like, oh shit, like it's like almost like all music is valid, and that's what's gonna happen.
No,
they'll make that discovery, but it's like and it's what did our parents say about our music? Oh, this is just all like,
oh yeah,
like, and it's just like That's
like monkeys having sex. Like,
did you see that?
Was that?
Did you see the footage of those two of the yuppie folks coming out of the mansion with their guns? The guy,
oh
like,
yeah,
like that.
Who the fuck were these people? There's a bill like stuck in his hat.
Yeah, somebody took a picture of that or took a meme of that, and it said, Fox News does to middle-aged people what our parents thought rap music was going to do to us.
That guy's so cute. I was like, these guys. I love the lady with this little pea. Buddy's got a machine gun, and she's got this little pea shooter thing. And I was like, what are you guys out here fronting? Like, what's the problem? They didn't want people breaking their house or something?
The protest was going by their house, and they came out. They're like, we will defend ourselves. But what was bad was people noticed the safety. Like, they looked closely at his gun. The safety was off, and his finger was on the trigger. Whoa. And several times the gun was pointed at his wife.
Oh my God.
He's holding it sideways most of the time. Like, this is how it's going to be. He could have so easily blown his wife away, and both of them could have easily just accidentally shot one of the protesters, at which point they would have been torn to pieces.
Oh
Like,
my God.
See, because that's the thing, and this is what, like,
Did you really have to go out
Yeah.
on the... What he's like, well, you know what? The only thing we're going to do after you here, babe, is go out there and flash our guns around. Yeah, you're American. We understand you probably have a shit ton of guns in there.
Yeah.
Did you really have to come out and prove it?
Yeah. But what's worse is that, like, this is like the gun control argument. Like, you guys don't understand. Gun owners are responsible and whatever. I'm like, really? Then why
is there so many murders?
Well,
gun murders.
No, but it's not even that. It's all the accidental shit too. It's like, oh, the guy accidentally shot his wife through the door because it thought it was a burglar, or the guy burger.
Not tonight, burger man.
I thought it was the Hamburglar.
Exactly right.
So that's how you mix them both. But then, like, there's also, wear your mask. Wear your mask.
Exactly. This
God
is like right
damn it.
now, man. This goes totally well.
Yeah.
If people aren't wearing a mask, beat them with a bat.
This is the most prevalent movie that we've ever done. But yeah, and then, like, you've got, like, kids who, like, get into the gun locker and then shoot their heads off, and then you get the people who are fucking murderers, and you get all that stuff, and I'm like, there are responsible gun owners out there, no doubt. There are enough irresponsible gun owners
To
that
give them a
how
bad
people
name.
that endanger enough people that the laws need to be looked at
Yeah.
in a way that that this will not affect responsible gun owners. It's like, you'll have to come up with some background check or whatever, and then you'll
Background check.
out.
My constitutional right tells me that I could go to any street corner and buy a gun.
Yeah.
No background check, no nothing.
Yeah.
This is totally Joker comic book too. Gas everybody.
Oh God, yeah.
They really did a lot with the plot and the time. I feel like the movie's really well paced.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's 2 hours and a lot happens. Especially for like an
origin story,
Yeah.
2 origin stories,
Yeah.
like all this shit.
Yeah. How many times have we seen the origin story for Batman?
Oh my God, 85.
Like, I would say way more than Spider-Man, right?
Oh my God, yes.
Like, because it happened, like, and
I mean, yeah, but that one's cool because it's so quick. It's just like 4 minutes. They're in the alley. He gets shot. They get shot.
Mm-hmm. But it's just like everybody, and again, it's that thing, I think we've talked about it before. I was like, nobody wants to be robbed of their ability to, like, do their version of it.
I love that Marvel didn't do the fucking... We've seen it so many times, man.
Yeah.
We don't need to see his origin story
Oh, the
again.
Spider-Man,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, like...
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind not a flashback to his origin story, but a flashback. Like, have somebody play Uncle Ben and have flashbacks to him when he was, like, alive still.
Right.
And just, so him learning lessons, not about what great power comes with great responsibility, but just learning lessons on how to be a good person in general. And get somebody cool to play Uncle Ben, like somebody hot enough to be with Marissa Tomei. Which, I mean, not many people.
This is great because we saw him back in the days. He just shoot his best friend for like
I
no
know.
fucking reason.
I know. Also,
'cause he's pissed.
he just stepped on that guy as a
ladder.
As a ladder.
Watch
yeah.
this show. Watch this.
Yeah.
You watch this. You
Okay,
watch this
watch
guy
it.
kill his best friend.
Yeah. I think
So
about this
easily.
constantly.
So do I.
This is the only way I can
so
come.
do I.
I'm gonna need a minute alone, boys. It's so funny how much of
fuck.
this stuff sticks.
I know,
Like you said,
right?
we've seen so many movies in our lifetime, and how many of them, so much of it is so just ingrained in me. And some of the stupidest ones. Like fucking, I can like recite No Holds Barred. Why am I doing this?
Right here. Boom.
It's equally the best and worst part of the movie.
I love that sound.
Because it's so it's one of those things where it's like, oh, that looks cool, and at the same time, it's the most unnecessary
Right,
thing to have ever
exactly.
occurred. But who cares?
Exactly. Come on.
This is the thing. Have fun watching movies.
I love because
guys.
they had the Batmobile or the Batwing and it had the gripper thing on it.
Yes.
It didn't have
Yeah.
shooting missiles though,
He's-
or working Gatling guns.
Yeah, he's got a lot of like, I don't know, things that seem too old school. Actually, it's really funny now when I'm looking Dark Knight, and this has a lot of mirrored kind of image, because there's a bit where he's coming at him.
You gruesome son of a bitch.
Yeah, when he's coming at the Joker and he's got the shotgun, he's like, "Come on, get me!" Like,
This is so wicked. He just stands there.
yeah. Oh, this is the same. That looks like the same targeting computer that Luke had.
Oh,
See, now this is
See,
where
they're
the
dead.
code all
He is
goes out.
killing
He
these
is
guys.
murdering.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with him, too. What are you supposed to do with him? Just fucking wail on him. They just tried to kill the whole city. Fuck him.
But can I say a little something? That thing was locked onto him, and every single shot missed. Like, how is that possible?
He's so crazy that nothing can lock on, truly.
I guess this gun is fantastic. It's the dumb. It's so ridiculous.
That's so wicked.
I would like to see somebody, this would have been a Mythbusters thing. I would like to see somebody build that gun and see how effective it would be. I feel like it would be way less accurate and the bullet would come out way slower than a regular gun.
Right.
Because the bullet is essentially like bouncing around in there as it's going out.
Oh, yeah. Look at the model cars.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Those are fucking Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
There's a straight up Hot Wheels with a couple of matches lit next to them. I've never even given it much thought. That's fantastic.
You know what? I want to go back to something here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Somebody told me the other day, too, that I'm starting to sound like an incel. And the one thing I definitely don't want to sound like is a liberal. So I just got out of a relationship with a woman who was 12 on the crazy scale. Yeah. It's only out of 10.
Yeah.
So I'm talking from that. I don't want to generalize anything.
I'm not, Go ahead.
I definitely don't want to be seen as like an incel because those guys are fucked.
Yes. And I wasn't saying that with any seriousness.
I know that, but still with the fact that somebody else just said to me, I'm like, ooh. Okay.
I was connecting because they could connect the last Joker movie to incels and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
that's right. Yes.
So I was making that connection. I wasn't.
I made my own personal connection.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, there's good ones out there. I'll find them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good eggs in that incel group.
You're damn right there. Oh yeah, not in that group. No, I'm in the female base.
They're just called chronic masturbators.
See, because I feel like at the end of this movie, like this shouldn't be the end of them.
No, of course not.
Like they're just starting to tangle right now.
Yeah. Like to me, again, the problem, and this is another problem too with the filmmakers making these. They want to get into new guys, and they're like, I want to be the first person to bring this guy to the screen, or I'm going to be the first person to bring this person back in a different way, or however. But nobody ever wants to be like, I'm going to have the Joker, then I'm going to have the Riddler, then I'm going to go back to the Joker. Then he's going to be he's going to be the final boss.
What's it called? Did that? He's fucked up. Not Oz, The Wire.
Yes.
They did a great job with that.
Oh, yeah. God, The Wire was good. Except that fucking shipping container one.
That was the second season.
Yeah.
That's why. But it's cool because it kind of gives you a calm down, and then he comes back in the next one.
Yeah. The
whole Barksdale.
Yeah. Well, the whole show felt so real in that, like, just things were happening around. Like, it's not like Saved by the Bell where the same 10 guys are at everything.
Let's all go work at the same summer camp.
Like, and I know
that really worked out.
Yeah. Like, I know McNulty would have been the main guy in the later seasons had he not asked to have like a smaller role and stuff like that. But like, that's going to happen. He got tossed off the main group, right? Like, so it just so happens that he's not there anymore. And he's just somebody that you see in the hallways. And I do like that. I just miss McNulty because he was so fucking cool. Still one of my favorite scenes. I think they say shit in it. It's him and Wendell Pierce going in the shit or fuck now that I'm going. But they're going through the
shit and or fuck. Yeah.
But they're going through the whole
to the cops long
apartment.
Enough to fucking get there.
I know. Well, again, they had poisoned all of them according to another scene. They're going through the apartment and they're just finding pieces of evidence and they're like, shit. And then they go over here. Shit. And then it's just like, it's like 8 minutes of just them walking around saying shit over and over and over again. I'm like, the best thing in the world would have been reading that script. He's like, he walks over and discovers a bullet hole in the window. Shit. And then he opens the fridge and finds the bullet in the fridge. Shit. And then what was the main line of the mayor? Shit. Which I've never done, but if you go through, every time he says it like 8 or 9 times throughout the course of the show. It gets longer each time. So he's like, shit. Then shit.
And then one entire episode is just shit.
And it continued into the next one. He's like, yeah.
I think that kind of surprised him a little bit.
Yeah. There goes the bell.
Woo, you're lucky, Batman. Yeah. That bell didn't fall some other way.
Yeah. Phew.
Oh, fuck. I think there's a bat in my bell tower, brah.
So at one point, Ivan Reitman was going to do a comedic version of Batman. and Bill Murray was going to be
Oh
Bruce Wayne,
my
Batman.
God.
And it was between...
that sounds like the worst idea I've ever fucking heard.
And it was between Michael J. Fox and Eddie Murphy to play Robin.
No way.
So, like, it was like we were in that
Michael
zone.
J. Fox or Eddie Murphy.
Yes. Like, this was obviously quite... Like, this was
What
probably...
the fuck, Batman? You know what I
Like,
imagine
yeah.
Eddie Murphy just swearing the whole time?
Robin's a real homophobe, which is weird given Batman and Robin's relationship.
Yeah, exactly. It's fake. All homophobes
Yeah.
are gay.
Yeah.
They just can't admit it.
Lindsey Graham, we're looking at you.
They just can't admit it. Why would you have such a problem with somebody?
Yeah.
Unless you were all that in a bag of motherfucking chat.
Well, you heard about all that Lindsey Graham stuff, eh? A bunch of, like, male prostitutes have come out and said, like, oh, yeah, he's totally paid us, but he made us sign, like, these things in there.
Who?
The Senator Lindsey Graham, who's, like, a super... He's done so many, like, anti-gay rights things, but he's also he's the guy who called Donald Trump the most dangerous man in America before he was elected. And he's like, you can't vote for him. And then right when the election happens, he's now probably his like number 2 guy.
This man is worse than anybody.
Yeah.
As he condemns and makes gay men and women's lives a living hell, yet he himself is gay. Like, what a fucking asshole.
And there's so many of them, and it's always like I've yet to see.
Wow.
I may be wrong about this, but I've yet to see it ever be like a liberal or something like that. It's always a Republican
some guy
in some southern state. Because it was remember the guy, the foot tap thing? That was another congressman.
He may have been even indirectly or directly responsible for like people getting murdered.
Could be.
And down in the States, him being like, oh, these gays, blah, blah, and then they're like, yeah, fuck, I'm with this guy. I'm going to kill some gay guy. Like,
he didn't kill that guy. That guy just fell through the ground.
To his death. He did kill a lot of people already, though.
Yes. Yeah, he definitely has machine guns on his vehicle, so those aren't for stuns. Unless they're all rubber bullets. I can't. He wears a lot of rubber, so the bullets might also be rubber.
He may just have rubber.
He may have, The Axis Chemicals used to just make rubber for Batman stuff. That's why he hates the Joker.
Despicable, that guy.
Oh, I know.
Wow.
And so now, but they're trying to get people to like more people to come forward.
He could use his voice to be like, I'm a gay conservative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, absolutely.
Oh my Lord.
Absolutely. There's nothing that makes me angrier about any of that stuff. There's 3 people who are way more dangerous in the U.S. than Donald Trump.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Actually, I was just thinking on the politician side.
That guy's so full of fucking shit, Mark Zuckerberg. Like, you motherfucker.
I know.
Twitter, you shouldn't be saying what's truthful or what's not. How about you sit the fuck down, you piece of shit?
I know. He's such a and then he actually had, what was the worst part is he had rules in place to deal with that stuff. And then right around when Trump went, he got rid of them.
Yeah, no shit, because he's being paid off, giving all that information and everything. Well, they got busted.
Yeah.
Handing all of our private information to anybody who would pay. And then they came up with an ad like, Facebook, we really should get rid of Facebook. Like, honest to God.
I know.
I barely even use it. I'm on Snapchat now, man. I should just tell everybody on my Facebook, get my phone number, call me on my phone number.
Yeah.
Because Facebook is like so the devil.
Yeah.
Snapchat's pretty cool, man.
The
all the
only
kids are snapping. See right here. He kills this motherfucker.
Yeah. The only reason I keep Facebook around really is I do like the way we can interact with listeners in our Facebook group, which is nice. But I also like it's the easiest way for me to like connect with my family and stuff and like have an album of like, hey, here's like, here's what the kids are up to and stuff like that. People we don't get to see very much, and it's the better one for that because nobody's going on Google Plus. Sorry, Google Plus or whatever it's fucking. I don't even think it's called that anymore. I don't even care. I don't care, Google. You screwed up.
You know what gets him right here? Women.
Yeah.
If he wasn't obsessed with her, he'd made it.
'Twas beauty killed the beast.
That's right. It always will. I'd have it no other way, baby.
To me, that was the biggest screw up of Peter Jackson's King Kong was that Jack Black had to be the person who said that line. Sorry, Jack, not taking you seriously.
That movie was just too goofy.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Like it had some cool action and stuff, but like he's running and he's running from the bugs, and I'm like, oh my god, like
I know, which is basically Jumanji.
Yeah,
it's him and Jumanji.
That second Jumanji was crap.
I didn't see the second one.
Oh, it was garbage.
Yeah.
When you can say that Kevin Hart was the best actor in the movie, there's a real problem. If you get lipstick on my fucking suit, lady.
Yeah, I know. Dry cleaning's is expensive. And this is velvet.
He's like, I finally did it. I knew she'd come around.
Yeah. Oh, I love purple. Girls do like purple. What is this suggesting? Zip. Oh. Wait a minute.
Oh.
You just ripped off my shit, Batman.
Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah. I like his hair all messed up. You man. I like this. And he puts it together way faster than
Don't think I didn't try.
yeah. Cuz he does the you made me or I made you made me thing, and like instantly he's like, "Oh yeah, fuck." Like
The fucking A.
Yeah.
Punch the shit out of him.
I think that one thing, not a complaint about the movie by any means, but I think if there's one thing that was really missing in this version of Batman was his kind of like scientific and technological prowess.
Right.
Is that you don't get to see him really do anything. Like in what was it, The Dark Knight, when he like puts together that like sonar thing based on every person's cell phone and stuff like that. Like that was a cool.
I love
Little
that.
thing.
I say
Yeah.
you made me. Come on, I gotta say it back. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, I know. Wouldn't hit a guy. That's an old. Anybody who doesn't know that was an old thing from the Adam West Batman. Every time all the bad guys would always be wearing glasses for some reason, and he would request that everybody remove their glasses before they fought, and they all removed their glasses before the pow zip zam fights.
Fucking right on.
This was the prequel to Gargoyles.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This entire time I've been trying to think of this fucking movie that I saw the other day.
Uh-huh.
And I keep getting, what's it called? The movie's called Gargoyles.
Oh, really?
Oh my God.
Oh,
It
did I
is
just say your life?
amazing.
Oh, see, I was talking Gargoyles, the Fox TV
I know
show.
that, but the movie
Yeah.
is called, remember this, remember
yeah.
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
We have to find this movie. Oh my God, it was amazing. It had,
How poorly made is this building he can stomp off
I know,
the
right?
bricks?
They haven't done maintenance in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the size of the city, for Christ's sakes. Like, dear
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I
They gotta
know.
deal with the streets, like the curbs, the
We're-
holy fuck.
We're still on potholes, Mr.
The
Man.
teeth on that guy.
Yeah, I know. That was something. That guy was British. I don't even know why that was like an insult. Fuck that guy. Anyway, so no, you were talking about Gargoyles.
I can't remember, but there was a couple of actors when they were really young. I'm trying to think of whatever. Who cares? We'll find it later. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was like the most amazing movie. It's about this couple that goes to this motel and there's like gargoyles around and they
Yeah.
look so dumb.
Yeah.
And they accidentally like capture one and then, oh, Jesus Christ. Come on. See, I wonder if this ending was like written in the script or if this is kind of like where the budget's over and... But it
yeah.
makes sense because it looks like it's an accident. He's just trying to stop him
Yes.
from getting away.
Yeah.
He accidentally...
Yeah. To me, I would have preferred an ending where he
Got
was
away.
either got away or was in Arkham at the end.
Right, exactly.
Because I love
Arkham would be better.
Yeah, because I like that that Arkham. Yeah, because like this isn't his he's like he said, he was just trying to keep him from getting away. He didn't like foresee the gargoyle, although everything else broke off the building.
He
So
could
maybe
have,
he did.
you know
but-
what could have happened?
Yeah.
He could have...
That's also animated.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
When he falls, it looks kind of crazy, too.
Yeah.
It's almost like Buddy, Dick Jones there falling in a RoboCop.
Oh God, Whoa, he's
His
clearly
arms
laying
like
on a green
5,000
screen.
times longer than they should be. Or he lets go of the ladder.
Yeah,
Like the guys, his henchmen realize that like if he keeps holding on, we're gonna be fucked. So they cut the ladder loose.
Yeah.
And instead he just kind of falls and hits the building.
Yeah.
Then he falls. Vicki Vale falls. Batman falls with him, grabs them both.
Yeah, I like this. We're writing a solid end to this,
Right. And then he sends him to Arkham.
Yeah, but I like you to have him in like the crazy ass outfit, like, and he's like his hair's all fucked up and all that. And he's just like, like it's just him being like full on Joker, like, you're not gonna give me, blah, 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 like, bleh. I don't know. I did.
Joker.
Sorry, I didn't take. I also didn't take any time to write the scene, so you're just gonna have to like.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah. And every time I get this, I always hear Batman stop. That's like the end of the Bat Dance.
Oh, exactly.
Bat Dance is. There's almost no music in Bat Dance.
See, there's
It's
no way you
basically
can say
all
that this
clips.
isn't him.
Yeah.
Put the 7-inch in the computer.
I literally just wrote that somewhere because somebody was talking about the Prince soundtrack to this. And I said, hey, Jackie, why don't you put the 7-inch in the computer? And I wrote literally ha period, but I counted out the amount of ha's that I needed.
So it was a proper amount of ha's.
Yeah. That is a great song. But literally, like, nothing happens in that. Like, well, I mean, not nothing happens. It's not like it needed a plot, but there's almost no song.
That's the only bummer is that he's dead.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be Batman's #1 bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. Again, though, I think that people don't. Tim Burton makes a point of this. He says he's like, you never heard the word franchise back then until like this movie came out, and they're like, this is going to be a big franchise. It's like now everything's a franchise. He's like, so nobody had any like real expectation that this was going to continue beyond the first one. It's like, we're making this, and it's like, yeah, we've signed people for multiple movies just like to cover ourselves and whatever, but there's no expectation that like, oh yeah, we're definitely making a part 2 and a part 3, so like we got to get done what we got to get done. Well, how do we call him? With this, a Nokia cell phone. What if there were no clouds?
Oh yeah.
Hey, what if it was a cloudless night and like the worst crime was going on?
Never a cloudless night in Gotham.
I'll give you that. That's a very fair point. I don't like how round that signal was.
Little too round for you?
Yeah, like
It's a little too.
well, just like it's a round sign, but like just the way it would hit clouds and stuff, it would be like a little oblong once it was in the sky. You know what I mean?
I can't remember. I do believe that they talk about Vicki Vale briefly in the second one, where they're like, oh, it just kind of didn't work out because he's Batman and all that.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is basically how they it's basically the Karate Kid method of dealing with girls who don't continue in the next movie.
The Karate Kid.
Well, like it's
Hi,
like
Alfred.
the Karate Kid takes place minutes after the thing, and then they like cut to the next scene. They're like, oh man, she's being crazy. We broke up. And he's like, anyways, off to Japan we go. Falls in love with a girl from Japan, and then he's like, yeah, she moved all the way here, and we were gonna date, and then she started dating somebody else. Off to another random person. It's like, and which is fine. He's a friggin' teenager.
Gave her a green card, then she fucked off.
Yeah, green card marriage.
I want to do the reversal.
What do you mean?
Like I go to some shitty country and, I marry them just for their green card so I can move to Iraq. Right?
Yeah. Well, it's like what
you were just using me for a green card. Yeah, that's right, baby.
It's like what we talked about with Independence Day. You want to go to the place where it's the least likely to get destroyed. So you want to go to some really shitty place.
Or the place that was already destroyed. Lightning don't strike twice.
You got that right. What I don't like, what I'm going to complain about in that scene, he's sitting there looking at the signal. I thought the point of the signal was to call him. So why isn't he going?
Oh, he knows that they're just trying to William Bootkins.
Yeah, they sent him a message. They're like, okay, so
we're going to do one. The first one's just a test run.
Yeah, this is a test run. I was like, just send me a text letting me know you get it.
Second time, then you know shit's going down.
If on the first time it flashes on and off, that means that it's like...
If we turn it off and then right away turn it on, it might still be,
That's fun. You know what? I think, like, not immediately or anything like that. I think we should go through the rest of these Batmans.
I agree.
Just so I feel like maybe I'm either misremembering or something about Batman Returns, and I should give it another shot.
Oh, it is a little crazy with the penguins.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
The penguins look awesome, too, though.
They did.
They look like real fucking penguins.
And there's a lot of good people in the movie, like fucking Christopher Walken. Like, Christopher Walken is who you get once you've already killed Jack Palance. Like, that is... So, I mean, like, I don't know. It's... Yeah, I got to give it another chance, but at the same time, I don't want to miss the opportunity to talk shit about 3 and 4.
Oh, my God, come on.
So...
We're going to find out that 3 is, like, the best one.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I don't know what I was thinking. This movie's amazing.
I didn't hate 3. We liked it at the time.
We're just lying to ourselves.
It's very different. Great soundtrack. Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me. Still the best.
Oh yeah, and
ever. Kiss from a Rose.
And
there's a
the Smashing Pumpkins. The end is the beginning is the end.
Oh yeah, Smashing Pumpkins is on it.
And then the end is the beginning, and then the beginning is the end is the beginning.
Yeah. And it was never the middle, though.
No.
And then the Flaming Lips are on there. And
it was a good soundtrack, actually. Yeah.
That was the period, though, where like I think people were really into like cultivating their soundtracks, because that was right around the same time that like what was it? Demon Knight.
Yeah, you don't ever hear about like awesome soundtracks anymore.
No, because
Or like a Judgment Night where it's a mixture of rap stars with
Yeah. I think a lot of that, I mean, there are some, like Black Panther had one. And I mean, some still exist, but I think it's just the way the album sales go. They're not something that really get pumped up anymore. And on top of that, a lot of people aren't writing original songs for soundtracks. Well, at least as much. They're being cultivated, or they're being taken off of other people's albums. And they're like,
or whatever.
And they're like, I'm not, like, I would rather you come and buy my album or check out my album on whatever thing, right?
It was cool back then though to have your song in a movie.
Oh, of course. This is how fucking why am I forgetting his name? Footloose. Kenny Loggins. That's how he made his bread and butter for like a decade.
Yeah, fucking right.
It's like every song he came out with was a fucking like Highway to the Danger Zone, Footloose, I'm All Right. Like he was everywhere.
The man.
The movement double was Carl Newman. Let's all remember that. Wouldn't it be amazing? You look down there and you see it's like some like mega star was in there. Like fucking Mark Wahlberg. What were you doing? He was like Hot Dog Boy. God. Well, listening to Prince, just like when he does it, he just makes me want to.
Oh, here you go. The future Vicki Waiting Electric Party Man Trust.
Okay, so that was then Scandalous, another one. Okay, so
that's 6.
There was 6,
but they didn't do the Bad Dance one. That's
Bad Dance
7
and 200 Balloons.
8.
There. Why weren't those on that list?
I don't know.
Filmed at Pinewood Studios. Pinewood Studios has so many.
The whole movie?
Well, a lot of. I'm sure none of it was on location.
They actually went to the real Gotham City for multiple scenes. I know that.
No, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
Come on.
No, but you know what I mean. Like they didn't use another city or anything like that.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it is very late. Okay, guys, that is it for this episode. Tune in next week for a Coming Attractions episode. Email us podcast@miscastcommentary.com. Find us just on miscastcommentary.com. All the latest news and whatnots. Call us 1-289-769-3288. Find us on Twitter @miscastpodcast. I'm at JK Finley. Todd's at miscast Todd. Instagram @miscastcommentary, and I'm at JK Finley there. And that should do it. Catch us next week with another Coming Attractions episode, and I'm sure we will have a lot more to talk about then. So for now, that's me. This is Todd. Saying bye-bye.
Bye.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.